We're organized.
As of this month, we are a signatory to a SAG-AFTRA Independent Podcast Agreement.
Woo! Yeah.
This is something that we have been wanting to do for quite a while.
So it takes a lot more work than we thought. We were going to try to get it done at the beginning of the year, and we thought that was going to be enough. And it's like, nope, need more money.
Need more money.
Need more work. Yeah, more paperwork.
All of the growth that we have had from our audience this year so far has helped us get to this point. It's because so many people have signed up for the Patreon and just supported us generally that we're now able to do this and announce this.
Yeah, we never had to do a single PBS telethon.
Well, not yet.
From the producing side, we signed the contract that says we are producers who owe stuff to SAG-AFTRA.
Yes.
And then on the individual side, we have signed up and we are now officially SAG-AFTRA actors. So
who also owe something to SAG-AFTRA because we have to pay dues. Yeah.
Yeah. And what does this mean for the show, you might be asking? Well, kind of everything and nothing.
Yeah.
Like nothing
about... we work with actors.
That's right.
It's not just the three of us. It's also mostly Ellie.
A lot of other people too.
And so many other people.
Yeah.
And James and, I mean, we'll get Patrick back on. We'll get all these people.
Yeah.
What's exciting about this is that it allows us to pay people, have funds also then contributed to the SAG-AFTRA Health and Pension Fund.
Yes, keep Tom Hanks alive.
And also give our talent that come on the show, if they want, because it's not a must-join situation, it's a if-you-want situation, the opportunity to join the union as well.
We are a leftist podcast, and it felt a little hypocritical to not, follow through on those values in our company.
We made this decision with an eye toward the future and believing that this is going to pay a lot of dividends later on. Not the least of which is that it's going to get us health insurance.
Health insurance and a pension.
That's right, in the very long run. But
when
also,
we retire from podcasting in 40 years.
Right. But we also have a lot of friends who are either in SAG-AFTRA or are looking to join. This gives us the ability to get them more credit toward those health insurance minimums, because that's another thing, is that in order to be eligible for the health insurance, you have to make a certain amount of money in a given year.
And, who knows? If we wanted to perhaps do some other projects involving SAG actors, we now have the ability to make that happen in a way we just couldn't before. So the future's looking bright, and we're so happy to have you all along with us. Thank you for your support to get us to this point. And let's start the fucking show.
Let's do it.
So many possible worlds, but we got this one. So many possible worlds, but we got this one.
Welcome to the Worst of All Possible Worlds, the first and only podcast with a SAG-AFTRA contract, except for all the others. I'm the worst of all possible Bryans.
I'm the worst of all possible AJs.
And I'm the worst of all possible Joshes. Welcome to episode 250.
We did it!
Undertale.
Holy
Union Tale.
Union Tale.
This has been an episode a long time coming, I think. And some people in our Discord already guessed that that's what we're doing. And
I
say
posting
congratulations.
About it on Blue Sky.
I was also posting about it on Blue Sky.
Damn it. Well, this was a game that I really reacted to strongly. But Josh, you wanted to do Undertale for our 250th episode.
I played Undertale basically right after it came out. Because it every so often, it's like once in a decade or so, a game comes along that everybody talks about. And it just sort of becomes the metric against which all other narratives are measured.
Yeah.
Undertale was that game in 2015. And
absolutely,
I remember picking it up, playing through the first run, playing it like you play any other RPG, fighting some guys, sparing others. I just knew broadly the idea of this is the game where you don't always have to fight people. Sometimes you can talk to people. And that's what I did. I finished it and I was like, all right, that was cute. Like, I had fun with that.
Yeah.
But then I saw all of the volume of reaction from other people talking about how deeply this game affected them and how incredible they found it. And it's like, wait, did I play a different game? And then I realized that I did, because I didn't do what is designed, which is to go back and do it again without hurting anybody.
The Paddington run, as I call it.
Yeah, or the true pacifist run, as it's generally referred to.
Yes.
And I don't know, I fucking cried like a baby. There is something about this game that hits me like a truck every time. I don't know why entirely, because I don't tend to react positively towards stuff that is really sentimental. And this game is chock full of sentimentalism.
Yeah.
I think there's just something about the time that it caught me, the way that it made me feel, and the pieces of the game that I still carry with me and think about. Because this is not my normal type of game. We've talked about, like, I like immersive sims, famously, Deus Ex, Thief 2.
Right. RPGs are a thing you mostly avoid, I would say, because they're a little bit too long, right? But Undertale
it's short and sweet.
Is a quick game.
Yeah.
Like, you can get through a run of it in 6 hours. You can see everything the game has to offer.
Maybe
about
6
20.
hours. That's a little fast. Maybe I'm just a very slow person. I think the first time I played the game, it took me about 14 hours because I was backtracking a lot, thinking that there would be more stuff to see when I backtracked,
which
was not the case.
No, you had to do the other run for the other stuff to pop up.
Even then, I was just always really curious about dialogue with characters I'd met, because it does refresh and create new dialogue. And I was like, what if I just go all the way back to the ruins every time I complete some area? This was bad, stupid behavior. This time I played it normally, but it still took me 10 hours to get through it.
I remember my first time playing it, I got stuck on Undyne for a very long time because I was just not good at the bullet hell thing, and I was playing it on my computer, and I'm very notoriously very bad at playing things with mouse and keyboard.
Notoriously. I mean, there's billboards about it all over the country.
True. At least 3 outside of Ebbing, Missouri.
That's right.
I remember, like, really, my first playthrough of this, I remember going in and hearing that you could spare most monsters, right? And then coming up against the first boss and being like, I do not know how to do this.
Right.
But it should follow that I should be able to spare her. I'm going to just look it up. And I looked it up and it said it is possible to spare every single enemy in the game. And that was the point where I was like, okay, I will look up nothing else about this. I'm just going to figure it out as I go. And I got the true pacifist ending my first time through. And I was just like, I don't ever need to play this game again. And I didn't until we talked about it for this episode.
I played it I think I got it for myself just right after Christmas or something, because I played it pretty close to the opening. But I mean,
it was that year, 2015.
I'm pretty sure, because I remember where I was when I played it, and unless my memory is faulty, and it rarely is.
I also like that you said you played it pretty close to the opening, like
pretty
it's,
close
like
to
it's
the
a
opening.
play.
Yeah. right after previews.
Right.
Yeah. Very quickly, the details of Undertale were just everywhere, so they were unavoidable. So I knew that there were different kinds of runs that you could do. And I thought, okay, well, I'll just try to do all the runs. And then, like you said, I did the good guy run only.
Did you do a neutral run and then a pacifist run?
Well, everyone does a neutral run first.
Right. That's right. You can't get to the pacifist run until you've done a neutral run first.
Yeah. But like I did a pacifist neutral run.
Okay.
Yeah, it's really a remarkable game.
For this episode, we are going to just talk about those runs, the neutral run and the pacifist run.
Yeah.
There is, though, a third run. There is the so-called genocide or no mercy run.
Yeah, where you play it like you play any other RPG.
You just try to kill everybody.
Well, you play it like you would play every other RPG if you were trying to grind.
And I did actually do that run the first time that I played, and my immediate reaction was, oh, fuck, I wish I hadn't done that.
Yeah.
So we're going to get into that run later. We're going to be doing...
In another episode.
We're going to do it as a part of our Lads Cast, which we do every month for our Pangloss patrons. Patreon.com/worstofall. But let me put it this way. When it comes to the soul of this game, I believe, let's see what I did there. I believe that it is fundamentally captured in the neutral and pacifist runs.
I agree.
And that is what we are going to be focusing on today, because it's what makes me love this game so much.
And who made this little game? Well, it's a guy named Toby Fox, who has sort of retreated from public life ever since the success of Undertale. So the facts about him are pretty slim. But I wouldn't
say he's retreated from public life. I think he just sort of values his privacy.
He values
He's
his
still
privacy.
pretty present online. Like, he posts updates.
But he doesn't
pretty regularly.
He doesn't go out and hit the circuit.
He's not giving interviews. He's not appearing at the Game Awards, for example.
No, he's not at the circuit party.
He's not doing dances with Alan Wake, on the stage like a dressed up costume of Sans or Papyrus, doing a little bone dance. No, he mostly stays, as we said, behind the scenes. He has a little avatar that he sort of puts forward as his picture.
The annoying dog.
The annoying dog. And what we do know about Toby Fox is that he was born in 1991 in Manchester, New Hampshire, though he claims in a Game Informer interview that he's from the internet.
Yeah, that
originally.
interview is really, really fun.
Yeah, it's really illuminating as to the kind of guy that Toby Fox, I think, is.
They have him on because at that point, Undertale had pretty recently come out.
Yeah.
And they just want to find out what his deal is.
It seems insane. You do realize that Undertale is a really, really great thing that you made, right?
Yeah, it seems okay.
Nope. Nope. It's better than that. You understand that it's taking the RPG world by storm right now.
That's just pretty funny for me to think about, I guess.
So, I mean, you must be wildly proud of it, though.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
God damn it, Toby, just say you like your game.
I do like my game. I love my game.
All right, great. It's an amazing
I don't know, I'm not going to sit here and be like, yeah, I pretty much did the best thing ever.
But for your first real game, there's an insane amount of work that was poured into this. Were you confident all the way through that it was going to pay off in a big way?
I did not know this many people would like it as universally as it's been acclaimed. Like, I always knew that people that were like me would like it because it's funny and weird, but yeah, I didn't know it would be like this, where a lot of people like it, I guess.
At every step of the way as a creative, he is just following his own impulse for what do I think would make for something that is fun or funny?
Yes.
Yeah.
And he did seem genuinely bewildered at the initial reception that this game got.
Yeah.
He grew up occasionally making little like RPGs with his brothers that were not for public consumption. They just made them for each other and in RPG Maker.
Of course.
And then moved on and made the next little thing. So it had always been kind of a habit or a hobby of his to make these things. And then at one point he made a ROM hack for Earthbound.
Yes.
That made the rounds. I think people had kind of heard of it before Undertale as well.
Well, part of it was that he was an active member of the Starmen.net forums.
Right.
That's
and
right.
Starmen was a forum specifically for fans of the Mother games, the Shigesato Itoi's Mother games, which is, of course, Mother, Earthbound, and Mother 3.
Yes. And he says, don't play Mother 1. The vibes are really good, but it's a horrible game to play, which, Brian, you've played Mother 1.
Yeah.
And I think agree with that pretty hard. But Earthbound was really the game that like solidified his love for the genre, and it's all over Undertale. I played a little bit of Earthbound to, just give myself some context for this episode. And yeah, you can really feel Earthbound's DNA in this game.
I mean, you can even more feel Mother 3's DNA. I have not played Earthbound all the way through, but I have played Mother 3.
Oh, it's a beautiful game.
Great fucking game.
Toby Fox also was part of the Homestuck community. He was on their forums, and he posted in the MS Paint Adventure forum in 2009 some songs that he had written for Homestuck. And Andrew Hussey hears this music. And
they were covers of
They were
Homestuck
covers of
songs.
Homestuck songs. And Andrew Hussey hears this music and is like, hey, this guy's got something. Let's bring him into the main fold.
So 2009 is, of course, when it started. So it was just like a couple months of Homestuck had been around, and
Right.
there he goes. He gets brought in.
Toby Fox in on the ground floor. Yeah.
Yeah.
The thing about Toby Fox as a musician is that he is not trained. He says he took piano lessons for like a year, and then he played trumpet in middle school and high school. But other than that, just kind of planked it out for himself, which is fucking crazy.
That's so... In Undertale alone, there are like 4 of some of the all-time greatest video game music of all time, right? Just 4 tracks that are... perfect, I think. It's Hopes and Dreams, Megalovania. It's all terrible. No. It's all good, but goddamn, there's some music in here that I'm just like, how the fuck did you pull this off, dude? And you see this reflected in his work for Homestuck as well, because one of the most famous songs from Undertale is also from Homestuck, Megalovania.
Well, Megalovania was in the ROM hack even before that.
Yeah, so this has been a thing that's been like dancing around his head for quite some time.
He has a lot of what we call in musical theater trunk tunes. He takes a lot of things and then reuses them. There are a lot of songs that appear in these that were in some of the games he just made for no one in particular, or projects that he abandoned, stuff for Homestuck, etc.
In terms of his musical influences, there are 2 games that he often talks about. The first one is Chrono Trigger, which of course we've done a full episode on and has fantastic music. The other one is Cave Story, a platformer. It is a 2D platformer that was like really the game that set off the entire indie gaming boom.
Yeah,
more or less.
He used to draw characters from Cave Story in his notebooks, like in the margins of his notebooks in 7th grade. So in May of 2013, he releases a demo for a new game that he's calling Undertale, right? In the same way that Cave Story has noun together.
Yeah.
He wanted to do something similar to that. And it contains a condensed version of what will become the Ruins level in the full game. He also makes a hard mode for Undertale that is just set in the Ruins as well. It's mostly a bit, that particular run. But in order to finance the full game, he launches a Kickstarter on June 24th, 2013, with a goal of raising $5,000. It raises $51,124.
It's interesting, right? Like $51,000 is
Not anything.
not that much money.
No.
But if you are one person and you are doing most of the game yourself
Yeah.
and getting assets, art assets in particular from a few friends,
Yes.
but mostly working on it on your own, that's enough money to scrape by for, a year or two.
And not a particularly tech intensive game.
Right.
It's being made using a pretty simple process. I mean, the art is supposed to be sloppy.
Mhm.
Everything about it is two-dimensional and cheap, you
Right.
know?
And he's not building it himself either in terms of the game engine. He's
Yeah.
building it in Game Maker
Right.
using tools that already exist, whereas something like Cave Story was fully built from the ground up.
He works on this project, as you said, Josh, almost entirely by himself, and also brings on his artist friends to fill in the gaps there. And probably the most significant one being Temmie Chang.
Oh, absolutely the
Yes.
most significant one. I
Yeah.
mean, Temmie Chang is the closest thing that we have to having it be like a duo developer rather than a solo developer. She does a ton of work, but she's not the only one. There are other character ideas that come from other people. You see Omocat's name show up in the final credits as well, years before she makes her own game. And just other random people that he has sort of collected around him in the same way that Andrew Hussey was also just sort of grabbing people and saying, hey, make something officially for Homestuck here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So this was a result of being in fandom spaces and on forums and in group chats and hanging out with your buddies online and coming up with bits together and putting them all into this one RPG. Toby Fox and Temmie Chang were both still in school at this time.
In college, right?
So there were updates that he's making to the Kickstarter being like, oh, there's going to be a little bit more of a delay because I have to take my exams.
Yeah, I got finals.
Yeah.
He ended up graduating, I believe, with a degree in environmental science.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, dude.
All of the stuff that he does for these games is all self-taught shit. The music, the programming.
Unbelievable.
It's really funny watching that Game Informer interview and them just realizing in real time that this is a 23-year-old and
Yeah.
them being like, oh my God,
And also,
how did he do this?
I think expecting that he would, I don't know, be this incredible force, this unbelievable autodidact presence who is here to share his pearls of wisdom. And he's just like, yeah, I don't know.
I kind of fucked around for a bit.
And
Yeah.
there's, if you read the art book, you can see the art that comes from Temmie, and then you can see the art that comes from Toby, and it's like, oh wow, this guy really isn't an artist. But then you'll find out just how many sprites were designed by him or drawn by him off of someone else's design. And it's like, well, he can brute force it, I guess.
Yeah.
And the development for this wasn't super long. It went on longer than expected, but couple years.
It took him 32 months, or in his own words, 2.7 years, which is
I love
a
decimalizing
wild...
my years.
I've never heard anyone describe years in decimals
technically,
before.
it's 2.666 repeating.
Oh,
Okay.
boo.
Okay.
Boo. But yeah, it's an incredibly quick turnaround time considering a lot of games can take upwards of 6 or 7 years to make. Right?
Upwards of what?
6, 7.
Hey, 6-7.
What are you doing? I just didn't hear you. Sorry.
Sorry, I'm tilting the scales of Anubis. I'm weighing your heart against a feather.
How is it judged?
Poorly.
Oh,
no.
Guess who's surprised by that? No one.
No.
I'm going to Egypt hell.
What is Egypt hell?
I don't actually know.
I don't either.
I think
it's just
you might just purgatory.
Yeah, I think you get thrown in sewage. I think your soul simply gets destroyed.
You get thrown in the poop.
I feel like
so you either get to go to the second kingdom or you're
just gone.
I feel like statistically, there's probably at least one Egyptologist who listens to this show. Reach out. Let us know about Egyptian hell.
I think statistically there's at least one person in Egyptian hell. And I'm going to say, Josh, no, I don't think that they figured it out.
Probably
I don't
quite
think
few.
statistically that is true.
In Egyptian hell, you still get the internet.
Statistically speaking, Anubis is listening to this right now.
Hold on. I'm going to try to reach Anubis for comment.
So yeah, also during this process, he develops the idea for Deltarune, the sequel
Yes.
to Undertale.
Yeah, that was his big reveal when episode 1 of Deltarune came out. Full disclosure, as we're going through this episode, of course, there are things in Deltarune and Undertale that reference each other. AJ and I have both played the first episode of Deltarune.
As have I.
Yes.
Josh has also played the first episode of Deltarune, and I believe that none of us have played anything beyond that.
No,
But we plan to
Oh,
once
yes.
the whole thing is
Exactly.
out, and we'll probably do an
Exactly.
episode.
Yeah,
about
I'm
it.
intending it, because
Yeah.
honestly, I find it very frustrating when I can't complete a story.
Yeah, I always need to finish. So it's just like
the feather's getting
yeah,
heavier.
the prospect
The
of
feather's
each
getting
episode
heavier.
coming out every few years, it's like that's
Yeah.
not for me. I'm sure it's all going great because I loved that first episode.
Yeah, me
but
too.
he revealed once it came out that he had these script files, 4 lines of dialogue in Deltarune that go all the way back to the middle of development for Undertale.
Right.
This guy had a ton of development bloat and yet also kind of didn't because
Right.
he was still able to maintain the scope of his project and then take a bunch of these other ideas and say, I'll put them later. We'll do an episodic thing. It's great. Like,
Hell yeah,
what
dude.
is happening in your brain, dude? It's so smart.
Yeah.
And like, this is the ideal time to be getting a game funded on Kickstarter.
Yes.
Right?
Right.
These days, the 2020s, if you want to make a Kickstarter, it's because you're like a board game developer who wants to make a new board game.
Yes.
But back then, you could just straight up be someone who's mostly just like prominent in fandom spaces deciding to make your first full-fledged
Yeah,
video
you could
game.
fucking
Yeah,
make
yeah.
Barkley Shut Up and Jam Gaiden 2. You
Yeah.
could announce your thing for that and
Or
raise...
Night in the Woods.
How much was it that they raised on Kickstarter
Or
again?
Psychonauts.
So like this was just like the era where everyone was really excited about Kickstarter. Everyone wanted to play an MMO with scientifically accurate dragons.
And this was also before all of the downsides of crowdfunding had become apparent because
Yeah,
right.
it's like thinking about, for instance, the System Shock remake, right? That they got funded and then they delivered the game, I think, 5 years late. Because that's how it happens
Because
sometimes.
it turns out making games is incredibly expensive because that's people's jobs.
Yes.
And when you add all the people up, it's like, oh, that's actually a lot of money.
Particularly if you are attempting to achieve a large-scale vision with a lot of people who have not worked together before and figuring out what your actual direction is before you get there. Now, with Undertale, none of that was really a problem because, again, Toby Fox was doing almost all of this himself.
Right.
It's not quite Toho Project, but he was very inspired by Toho Project.
That's right. Toby Fox has this remarkable insight where he's just like, people will bond more with art that looks a little janky.
Yes.
Because you can feel the artist behind it and you can feel the humanity
Yes.
behind every single line.
Yeah, basically nothing is symmetrical except maybe the flower.
Yeah. and purposefully so,
Yeah.
right? Yes, and we'll get into reasons why that is later.
Well-
but Undertale launches, right?
It launches in September of 2015, and it is immediately a smash hit. Like
Yes.
people, unless you were there, it is hard to describe to you just how big this game was.
Yes, and not just this game, but the fandom that built up around this
Yes.
game. We are not going to go into detail about the alternate universe versions of Undertale that exist and the communities therein, but Super Eye Patch Wolf made a wonderful video essay about those alternate universes. We're going to link it down below. Go watch there. Suffice it to say, this thing was getting millions and millions and millions of views in its alternate universe versions.
Yeah,
right?
I mean, yeah.
The fan videos that people were making about their AUs of AUs
Yeah,
or
that's,
whatever.
that's the thing that's really dizzying about Super Eye Patch Wolf's video is him talking about the timeline and how quickly everything, because it's Homestuckers, the most like rabid fans.
That's right.
Yes.
Literally, they got bit by something.
By the annoying dog.
And I'd just like to take this moment to say to all the Homestuck fans,
We love you.
We
It's
love you.
great.
but we're not going to touch that. I'm
No, I'm
sorry.
sorry.
It's
just-
way too
it's
big,
too
and
much.
you get mad at us because we get
'Cause we
shit
do it wrong. Exactly.
Like we weren't there.
I'm already afraid that we're going to get yelled at about getting things wrong about Undertale.
I know, by
Yeah.
Aisha. No, it's kidding. But like the fact that like then there was the Game Facts poll of like what's the best game ever, and I think they do a poll like this every 10 years or something.
Did they vote brigade it for Undertale?
And it got way brigaded for
Sure.
Undertale like 2 months after the game came out.
I didn't
Everyone
realize.
was mad about that. You still have the very active like first wave of gamergaters around at this
Sure.
time
And
too.
this game is woke,
So this game is
so,
woke,
yeah.
SJW, it's gender.
Right.
Yes.
They don't want to have a game that is gender.
This is the Jan Dielman to Sight and Sound.
Yeah. It's the gendarmen of video games.
All right. I watch one fancy movie.
It's Jan
I can't
Dielman.
talk about it.
It's Jan Dielman, but it's also gender. Gendarme.
Oh, gendarme.
Yeah, gendarmes.
Now it's been 10 years.
You can't do it to yourself. You have to do it when we say it.
Okay, can I?
No, we're
and then
not
you
going
do it
to.
me?
I'll
Can you
do
do it
it.
to me?
I'll do it.
Okay.
I'll do it. Brian won't, but I will.
So it's been
11 years.
11 years.
God damn it. It's been 11 years since Undertale came out. They recently did a 10th anniversary stream of Undertale where they added a couple cute little new things to it. But it has, in that time, sold between 5 to 10 million copies on Steam alone.
And one of those was for the Pope.
And one of those was, in fact, for the Pope. Yes, Matthew Patrick himself, he of game theory, bought the Pope a Steam key for Undertale.
This is the new Pope? Woke Pope?
This was Pope Francis. This was
Francis.
He was
first
the
woke
new Pope.
Yes, he was the new Pope.
I suppose every Pope was at one time a new Pope.
Every Pope becomes Jude Law at some point, usually at the beginning of their term. But yes, this new Pope got this key card to Undertale because they were doing a whole thing about Mercy Week. It was like it was like the year of mercy.
Oh, is that sort of like Infrastructure Week? But for
Catholics, yeah. And so MatPat gave it to him after I think this was to like make up for the fact that MatPat made the most inane video about Undertale I've ever seen in my life.
Yes.
It is what if Sans were Ness
it's
from
not,
Earthbound?
It's not what if Sans were Ness.
It
Sans is Ness.
Like canonically?
Yes,
that was what he was.
That's what the video was. And to his credit, he did say later that was probably my worst video by like a country mile.
Well, he says it at the end of every video. Well, he doesn't say this is my worst video.
Yeah.
Maybe he should.
But
That
that's
might
just
just
a
be a
theory. The worst theory so far.
He should. But yeah, no, I think that when Toby Fox later references the weird fan theories, I think that's the one
the
he's
specific
talking
one.
about.
Yeah.
I mean, there's definitely weirder ones out there that I haven't gone and looked for.
Right.
And, he invites it. These games are very detailed
Yes.
and everything
Yes.
is in there for a purpose. It's just that sometimes the purpose is a completely nonsensical joke.
Yeah,
Yes.
because Toby Fox is somebody who grew up in fandom playing a specific type of game, which is to say a game that is very detailed right up until it isn't. There is so much white space that you can play with, and it allows for a certain type of person who deeply resonates with this world and wants to imagine themselves within it to do exactly that.
Yes. And that world has spawned ports of this game. It has spawned merchandise out the wazoo.
Orchestral concerts. I Googled Toby Fox and the first thing that came up was concert appearances. I'm like, I don't think Toby Fox is at these, but it's various symphony orchestras in the country performing the Undertale
He has
score.
not conducted any of these himself, I take
he
it.
does not.
So let's talk about Undertale then.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the first run. When you boot up the game itself, you get a menu that asks you to name the fallen human.
Yeah, so this is white text on a big black background. And
When you start up the game, of course, you see the whole, like, there was a war between monsters and humans long ago. The monsters have been locked underground, but one day, one lone child climbs a mountain and falls deep into a cave. So we're naming our fallen human.
Yeah. And what did you both name your fallen human?
I named mine Goog this time around.
Lovely. The tale
Yeah,
of Goog.
I have no idea what the name was the first time I played. But this time I was like, well, it's Cool Voltaire, so it's Coolvy.
Nice.
Or Coolvy.
You get 6 characters total.
Yeah.
I tried to name
Not
mine.
a lot.
No, it's no. I tried to name mine Game Over, but it didn't fit. And I looked at Game Of, and I'm like, I can't name this character in conscious a Game Of, so I just named him AJ.
And 6 characters in your character name. Again, Earthbound Mother 3. It's
But with Earthbound, if you don't want to choose a name for your party members, you just go to the default setting.
That's right.
I think the button says I don't care.
That's
It
right.
is I don't care.
and that's how you get a guy named Pooh as part of your party, but not in this game.
Yeah.
You have to name the character.
Yeah, you do.
There and if you know a thing or two about the game, if you're replaying it, you can enter names that you've discovered elsewhere, like NPC names, and you'll get little inside jokes. Some of them are not allowed. They'll be like, no, fuck off.
Yeah.
And then some of them will be like, well, yeah, that's just your name now.
Yeah, there's one in particular for a character who's a little bit hardened about midway through. It's just like, get your own name. And I'm like, hell yeah, dude.
And this takes us right into the opening sequence.
Yes.
You wake up in a small patch of yellow flowers,
That's never happened in an RPG before.
right?
You fell through a hole and you're unconscious and you're in a patch of flowers.
And a friendly little flower shows up. Howdy, I'm Flowey. Flowey the flower. You're new to the underground, aren't you? Golly, you must be so confused. Someone ought to teach you how things work around here. I guess little old me will have to do. Ready? Here we go.
And then we get into the fight screen. So it goes from the overworld look to this black and white, and then a couple little colors, but mainly black and white image of the flower in his battle avatar, and a little box that a red heart is in. You are the heart,
you
and
become
the
the
box
heart.
is a field that you actually actively move around in.
And then below that box, there are 4 options. Fight, act, item, and mercy. And Flowey tells you about how this works. See that heart? Well, that's your soul, the very culmination of your being. Your soul starts off weak, but can grow strong if you gain a lot of LV. What's LV stand for? Why, love, of course. You want some love, don't you? Oh, don't worry, I'll share some with you.
And then 5 spinning white, like seeds, pellets, something, they show up in a little arc, and then they start running towards you.
Down here, love is shared through little white friendliness pellets. Are you ready? Move around, get as many as you can.
And so they go straight at your little red heart, and they hit you, and it hurts you.
It
you
hurts
take
a
damage,
lot.
yeah.
You go down from 20 HP down to 1 HP, and all of a sudden, Flowey is no longer happy and smiling.
No, he looks all fucked up.
You idiot. In this world, it's kill or be killed. Why would anyone pass up an opportunity like that? Die!
Then he makes something you cannot dodge at all. It's just a big ring of pellets that close in on you, but you're saved.
A little fireball shoots out of nowhere, and who should appear?
But a nice goat lady.
What a terrible creature, torturing such a poor, innocent youth. Oh, do not be afraid, my child. I am Toriel, caretaker of the ruins. I pass through this place every day to see if anyone has fallen down. You are the first human to come here in a long time. I will do my best to ensure your protection during your time here. Come, I will guide you through the catacombs.
And already the way that this game has established its tone and the rules of this world, it's so unbelievably strong from the jump.
I cannot believe how long it took me to realize that Toriel's name is just short for tutorial.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And Josh, I just got to say, I love that your Flowey is the most Michigander little flower you could
There's a lot
summon.
of evil flowers up there.
Yeah, I was gonna say, is he a tulip?
Well, no, he's a daisy. But
from Holland, Michigan.
And he's going to give you your answer due, but if you dodge this too, he'll, of course, think you have played this game before.
Right. He gets pissed off at you.
And he says, just jump, just move into the bullets, friendliness pellets. Right? The text actually changes as they're flying towards you.
Yeah, and if you dodge it again, he says, you know what's going on here, don't you? And that was the one where I went, oh, no. Oh, God.
Yeah, not the last time you're going to see that.
Yep.
To the point of Toriel, her purpose is to guide you through the basics of this world, because the first thing you've learned is that the white things, when they hit you, it will hurt.
Right.
But there's other things that you need to learn as well. And so Toriel guides you through these underground ruins to tell you about a few other things. You go up to this dummy that's down there, and she's like, well, you just have to talk to it. Just have a nice conversation with it.
And instead of actually doing the mercy version of a fight, you talk to it and then she immediately pulls you away.
Right.
She's like, okay, you talk to it. If you just show the dummy mercy the whole time, instead of even doing the action of talking, the dummy gets bored and flies away.
And you also, at this point, find your first save point.
That's true.
You'll see that whenever you save, you notice a mouse attempting to get cheese in what
it's always near a mouse hole,
Yes.
and the cheese is always baited or glued down or something, frozen.
But thinking about the fact that the mouse might one day get the cheese, well, that fills you with determination.
Yes.
And this phrase determination is really important.
Yes, it is something that drives humans and also maybe Satan himself. And as you move...
Well, yeah. I mean,
that
why
makes
wouldn't
sense.
it?
That makes sense.
You
Ambition.
think Satan's not going to be determined? You think there's just going to be a lazy Satan? That's just a guy.
Yeah.
That's just
You've read This Present Darkness.
That's true. That's fucking true. So you move through this cave, and Toriel will just like stop puzzles from happening entirely.
Right. She'll literally hold your hand and walk you through them.
This is just a comment on Toby Fox really fucking hates tutorials and really finds them to be a profound waste of everyone's time.
Well, I think it's two things. It is that, but I think it's also that it causes you as a player to develop a sense of resentment against Toriel for doing this.
Right.
At least
Let me play the game.
And that was my experience the first run through, was like, well, this is really fucking annoying. I'm just going to do the opposite of whatever it is that she is telling me to do. So fuck talking to these NPCs. I'm going to fight them because that's what you do in an RPG.
Right. And one of those NPCs that you fight is this ghost named Napstablook. Even if you fight this being, his health will go down, but then he'll say, oh, yeah, you can't actually hurt me. You can't kill a ghost. I was just doing that so you wouldn't be mad at me. Oh, this is really awkward. And then they just vanish into nothing.
Napstablook just sort of likes to lie down on the ground and cry most of the time.
He's depressed. He kind of has imposter syndrome.
And here's the thing. If you think that's a lot of depth to give to one NPC in this game, boy howdy, every single monster you fight has that level of depth to them.
Or more.
Or more sometimes.
One of the things that Toriel does, she's like, oh, you should flip these switches. And she has like painted arrows on the wall pointing to them.
Yeah.
And then if you play on hard mode, they don't have the arrows on the wall.
Funny.
Yep.
There's no puzzle there. It's not like you can't flip the wrong switch. There's one other switch, and if you flip it, you find out it's not real.
It does not do anything.
So the idea of hard mode is like, at first he's kind of playing with you, and hard mode only goes through the ruins and then it ends because it's just a joke.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's a carryover from the demo.
You eventually get through the ruins after Toriel tells you to like stay in one room, and you're like, I'm not going to just stay in one room.
Yeah,
I want
you
to
keep
explore
walking.
the ruins. And on the way, you can find a knife, which
Toy knife.
It's a toy knife.
Not a real
I'm sorry,
knife.
it's a toy knife. And after you make your way through the ruins, you find yourself at Toriel's home.
It's cozy. She is going to bake a pie for you, a very nice butterscotch pie. And it's just so nice.
Yeah.
Everything here is so nice.
But you can tell that there's something missing here. You're sleeping in a child's bedroom.
Yes.
There's an empty frame on the wall, and then also a drawing of a flower. And you go to a mirror in the hallway, and it says, "It's you." Hey. We should talk about the player character a little tiny bit too, because this is a character that is a fully silent protagonist, and is also drawn. One, to be like a child, like a little kid. Has like really fucking messy hair.
Yeah. Little goblin boy, really.
Little striped shirt.
Yeah.
Like a kid who just woke up, like just got out of bed. And
he did fall down a hole.
And you said goblin boy.
Yeah.
But,
a goblin they.
Well, see, no. I think you're going a little too far with that too. The child is gender neutral.
Yeah, you're right.
That's really important for identifying with this character.
Right.
This character has these really distinct features, but also just kind of looks like a generic child.
And looks
of
kind
any
of
sort.
like broadly bored with it all.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, it's an expression that you can project several things onto,
Yes,
right?
that's true.
Either this is a very benevolent child, or this child is Satan. Like, you can, depending
or
on
just
the run.
anything in between those two things.
Yeah. It is a very unique sprite that looks, I think, the most like the characters in Earthbound.
Yes, it also looks a lot like a lamp.
Yeah, roughly lamp-sized, lamp-shaped character. It also reminds me, actually, of the character sprites from Cave Story.
Also recalls the player character in Moon as well. Moon is another inspiration for Toby Fox. He talked about it in 2017. The ending of Moon really connects to Undertale. A lot of the base conceit from the very beginning of this separation between player and character. Yeah, he's riffing off of Earthbound, of course, and he's riffing off of Pokemon, right? This idea of like living in a house with a mom who is largely like, well, I guess you're just going to go. But this mom is much more of a mom. You develop a relationship with her at the beginning of the game.
And she really doesn't want you to go, is the other thing.
Yeah.
No,
Because
she'll
you-
do anything to keep you from going because she knows that going means that you will be killed.
Exactly.
Because it's happened before.
Which you don't know yet, but
Right.
it is definitely strongly implied at this point that she is protecting you because she has experienced a great loss of some sort.
Yeah. Like
Absolutely.
where you are, the monsters that you have fights with don't do anything. Some of them you can spare on the very first turn without having to like interact in any way.
Right.
Some of them are frogs that
I
when
love
they
the
try to
frogs.
attack you, they jump up maybe about a third of the height of the box. And so you just can stay above them the whole time.
The game is incentivizing you not to fight every single enemy you see.
So after taking a nice nap in Toriel's house, you wake back up, you go and talk to her, and she starts talking about all the great things that you're going to be able to do together for the rest of your life, which you are going to be spending in this house.
Yeah, well, you'll have to, go to school, take some classes, learn math, bake more pies.
And when it becomes very clear that you do not want to stay here forever, she decides to destroy the entrance to the outside world so that you will never be able to leave. And this leads to the very first boss fight with Toriel.
So you've been learning so far that you can get through battles by taking a specific action.
Right.
This will make a frog behave a certain way, and then the next turn I'll see his name is yellow, and I can use the mercy command.
Right.
And here, she doesn't do anything. You can exhaust every option, and she's still going to keep attacking you every turn.
But if your health falls between a very specific amount,
it's like 1 to 5 HP
1 to
or
5
something.
HP, all the attacks will miss you.
Right.
Yeah, but that's not super obvious either.
No.
So if you're not paying attention and
If you're playing it like any other RPG.
If you're still moving around, you're just like, oh, I'm just dodging it.
Right.
And you may not realize that the whole point of this battle is just to run out the clock.
Right.
You just have to do a certain number of turns. You will always be able to do a certain number of turns, but you're looking for something to do.
And the game makes it seem at this point like it's not going to be possible to run out the clock. And if you're playing it like I was the first time around, you're just like, well, I guess the game is going to make me kill her.
Yes, and that was my first impulse too.
Well, and I thought, well, I'm not going to kill her, but I guess I'll attack a few times.
Right.
Get the health down while we're still wasting all this time and nothing else is working. And then once you get her health to about 40%, the next hit you do just knocks everything else out all of a sudden.
And stunned that she's been struck down, she says this.
Pathetic, is it not? I cannot save even a single child. No, I understand. You would just be unhappy trapped down here. The ruins are very small once you get used to them. It would not be right for you to grow up in a place like this. My expectations, my loneliness, my fear. For you, my child, I will put them aside. You are stronger than I thought. Listen to me, small one. If you go beyond this door, keep walking as far as you can. Eventually you will reach an exit. Asgore. Do not let Asgore take your soul. His plan cannot be allowed to succeed. Be good, won't you? My child.
She vanishes into dust, and you are clear to exit the ruins and move on to the rest of the game. And my question at this point for all of us is, how were we feeling about the sort of ludic function of Toriel? We talked a bit already about how she exists to baby you, and that's something that you find annoying.
Mm-hmm.
But were you as shocked by this as I was?
I felt like the game was just fucking with me at this point. Like, I really thought I was going into a game that was going to have consistent systems, and it's not that. It's a game that's built around gags, which is not to say that they're all jokes, but they're all going to operate under their own logic because they're all designed to surprise you. So you're always having to think out of the box, but you can't truly think out of the box in a video game. Eventually, you're just trying to think inside the box that the developer wants for a given moment.
Yeah, sure.
And here, he wants you to kill her.
Yes.
Have Flowey tell you you're a monster because you killed her. You've also raised 5 levels all at once if you haven't killed anything else.
Right.
And then you think, shit, you go back to your previous save. because he mentions, well, maybe, if only there was some way you could undo that. Then you go through the battle again, maybe have to Google what the hell's going on.
Right.
Like me, not the last time. And then you let her live. You spare her. She says goodbye to you in just as sad of a way, only she's not dust. She's not dead. You go to Flowey again, and he's like, oh, so you decided to do it again after killing her, huh?
Yeah.
So the game is telling you that saves are canon. Every time you save and start over, every time you've died, every time you've done any little thing, that has actually happened. And so Dark Souls is like this too.
Yeah. The game is telling you that there is nothing you can't do that the game won't notice. Right. You are operating within a system that knows it is a video game. And so be very careful what you do, because the game might remember it in some cases forever.
But yeah, for me, it was just frustrating because it's like, I didn't kill her. I didn't mean to kill her.
Sure.
I was just hitting her. Okay, with a knife. Yes.
A toy knife.
But it also might have been a stick. I might have still just had the stick and the bandage.
Sure. Right.
I couldn't run away. I was getting nowhere with it, so I was just playing around with the mechanics.
Right.
And then she dies.
I think I had a similar reaction the first time around as well.
Yeah.
And that might have been why I felt to the point of like not being truly grabbed by this game in my first playthrough. I think there was so much of that where it's like, oh, I get it. You are here to fuck with me. You are here to make a commentary on gameplay and whether or not choices matter, because choices matter was such a thing in the mid-2010s.
Yeah, ever since what? BioShock was like, you can get an ending where the Nazi lady yells at you, or you can get an ending where you are a father to 7 creepy little girls.
Right.
Yes.
And then like it just got worse from there. It was like Infamous and these other games where it's like you can be the bad guy or the good guy. I mean, my favorite is after this period is Red Dead Redemption 2, where it's pretty much just the same game, except they have Arthur read the lines shittier if he's evil.
Yeah.
He's like, there was this dog once that I really liked. And then if you're on the evil track, he's like, there was a dog once that I really liked.
And I ate him afterwards. I think that the game is intentionally, like, it has to introduce all of these things. And so I understand the necessity for them. I could also understand how that could be frustrating. But I was never turned off this game in the way that I was turned off of Last of Us Part 2.
Oh, for sure.
Which is doing a lot of the same stuff that Undertale is doing, but I never felt like I was having my nose rubbed in things because there was always an option to do something else.
I would argue that they're kind of doing the opposite. Like, yeah, I can see why it feels like they're doing the same thing, but I think The Last of Us is doing the opposite thing. Well, these characters are going to do the terrible thing no matter what you do. In The Last of Us. Whereas here, every time you do something horrible, it's because you decided to be violent.
Yes.
There's and every time that you do something good, that is also an affirmative choice. So I understood it. I didn't love it on the gameplay level, but I was still very interested in what this world was and how malleable everything was. Which is also why I thought, I should backtrack a bunch and see if the dialogue changes when I come back to the ruins after every level. Stupid! Stupid!
Don't do it.
Yeah, I think that even though this is a gameplay choice that feels a bit frustrating in the moment, at the same time, I did have the thought of, clearly this is a storyteller who has a strong perspective and is confident in the delivery.
Yes.
And that makes me very interested to find out what's next. And what happens next is you have to go to Snowed-In Town, which is so named because it's snowed in. Before you even get to the town itself, you cross through a forest and
very spooky.
Very spooky.
We have a lot of parallax. There's foreground, shadowed trees, and there's like something that is following you on this lonely like mountain path.
He makes himself visible, and he's a skeleton wearing a puffer jacket. And it diffuses it in a great little way, which is he sticks his hand out, you shake his hand, and it turns out he's had a whoopee cushion in his hand. This is Sans. He is the guardian of this town and this world, basically.
Yes, a trickster god, one might say.
Yeah, exactly.
He is the guy who is posted up to watch the door out of the ruins.
Just to make sure that no humans come through.
Yes.
But for some reason, rather than just striking you down immediately, he finds you kind of entertaining and decides to let you stick around. And then his brother shows up. His brother is named Papyrus. He is also a skeleton.
And they both speak in their corresponding
That's right.
fonts.
Comic Sans and Papyrus.
Sans is in a modified Comic Sans. That's
Yep.
all lowercase. Papyrus speaks in an all capital modified Papyrus. Of course, modified to accommodate the pixel art.
It's a
game.
bitmap version.
But yeah, the two most maligned fonts in the English language.
Yep. And now they are here to be our two trickster gods, our trickster god and our trickster dumbass little brother.
Yeah, pretty much.
Or big brother.
I think he's an older brother.
Yeah,
but I
older
also
brother.
have I believe that Papyrus might have been created by Sans in some way.
Sans encourages you to hide behind a lamp.
Yes.
Which happens to be shaped in your exact proportions.
Well, because you just look exactly like most lamps.
Right.
You're just very lamp-shaped.
And Papyrus is approaching, and Sans does not want you to be exposed.
No, Papyrus is big. He's covered in armor.
And they start talking.
Sup, bro?
You know what's up, brother? It's been 8 days and you still haven't recalibrated your puzzles. You just hang around outside your station. What are you even doing?
Staring at this lamp. It's really cool. You want to take a look?
No! I don't have time for that. What if a human comes through here? I want to be ready. I will be the one. I must be the one. I will capture a human. Then I, the great Papyrus, will get all the things I utterly deserve. Respect, recognition. I will finally be able to join the Royal Guard. People will ask, to be my friend? I will bathe in a shower of kisses every morning. Sans, you are not helping. You lazy bones. All you do is sit and boondoggle. You get lazier and lazier every day.
Hey, take it easy. I've gotten a ton of work done today. A skeleton.
Sans!
Come on, you're smiling.
I am, and I hate it. Why does someone as great as me have to do so much just to get some recognition?
Wow, sounds like you're really working yourself. Down to the bone.
I will attend to my puzzles. As for your work, put a little more backbone into it.
That was beautiful. Thank you. Let's talk about Sans and Papyrus, shall we?
I love them so goddamn
They're
much.
great. They're really great.
They're my Blorbos.
I mean, just the thing about Toby Fox's writing is that he distinguishes between characters not just through the dialogue itself, but also the spacing, the fonts, and everything else. He has such a concrete understanding of the ways that video game dialogue specifically is able to work.
And the BBBs. The little sound, the little popping sounds that they make whenever they talk. Every character has a distinctive voice.
That's a good point. In what you just heard, this is, of course, us reading the voiceovers. I'll stitch in a little bit here of what the voices sound like in the actual game. This is Sans. This is Papyrus.
And even other characters, like there's a robot later that speaks entirely in sounds that are taken from a thermal printer.
Yeah.
You know, so like,
it's really smart.
The voices, I mean, this is an old RPG trick, like an old game trick before we had budgets and sound chips that could include lots and lots and lots of human dialogue and everything.
Yeah.
You would just make a little sound to associate with certain characters, but usually it was like 4. It was like woman deep, woman high, man high, and like that was about all you did. Everybody is distinctive in this.
Yes, and
as far as the major characters.
Right. And in terms of the writing and how much you can fit inside of a text box, he learned that from Earthbound.
Sure.
There is a character you can talk to in Earthbound who says, "Hey, so I want to tell you this big long story, but I also don't want you to stop reading these text boxes because it's important you get information, so I'm just going to stop." And then he realized that, there's only a certain amount of dialogue that you can put in any given scene before a player checks out or they stop talking to people altogether.
I remember this was a frustration of yours, AJ, with Barkley Shut Up and Jam Gaiden.
Yes.
Where there just wasn't that care given to the specific timing and spacing of in-game dialogue in these little boxes.
Yeah, and I understand that some of it was used as a joke, right? It was just like, and a lot of RPGs that are text-based have this thing where you run into a long-winded character and it's just screen after screen after screen after screen after screen.
Moon opens with this like prologue text that's like first one big verbose block that goes just a little too fast, and then the next block is even bigger but stays on for just the same amount of time, and then it just gets more and more and more words added to it.
That's incredible. But yeah, no, with Barclays, it really was just like, they just didn't calibrate it, right? And Undertale is pitch perfect in how much dialogue it gives you.
Well, it's interesting, like Scott has talked about this, like Robert Kurvitz has talked about this, where it's like...
Scott Benson, you mean?
Oh, yes. Yes.
There are other Scotts out there.
I don't believe so. I don't think there's a whole country full of them. But like tweets, learning how to tweet, especially in the old days of 140 characters, was a great way to learn how to write dialogue for a text-only video game.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Disco Elysium, of course, got voice actors to do everything. But initially, it wasn't like that.
No,
right?
initially it was just text.
And it's better off without all that voice acting and only selective voice acting. But like learning how to write in that way, in those like threaded ways, it's a way to sort of use writing as an addictive process.
Yeah.
To get people hooked on reading little snippet after little snippet.
Yeah, what are they
going
to say next, right? It's fun. There's something, the way that it sets up the little bits and pieces. I mean, the bits about Sans' puns earlier where there were those rim shots. Yeah, I put those rim shots back in the edit. They are also in the original game.
They're straight up there.
And they even zoom in on his face
when he
when
turns
it makes
to
the rim
camera.
shot. Yeah.
Which also leads you to believe that maybe he knows there's a camera there.
Yeah. There are also other cameras.
Yeah.
That your character keeps noticing all around this mountain trail.
Interesting.
What is all that's about? Very creepy.
Very, very creepy. What Toby Fox has done here is he's set up two very stock clown characters, right? You have the straight man and you have the neurotic mess in Papyrus.
You have Bob and Larry. You have Laurel and Hardy.
Yeah.
You know?
You have Vladimir and Estragon.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. You have old Ditty and Go-Go. And Papyrus shows that the thing he is most neurotic about are his puzzles and his terrible traps.
That's right.
Yes. And what is an RPG without its puzzles and traps?
Right.
These are all designed so that they're supposed to confound you, but you should, if you have enough determination and go back to a few saves, if they keep killing you, you should be able to get through them.
And so probably the funniest, and in my opinion, best executed version of this gag is when you're continuing through the forest and you come across this colored grid that Papyrus has set up.
Like all of the puzzles that he's done so far have been like they drop a word search and you can't do the word search. Your mouse is not part of the game. Like you just look at it.
Also, one of the words is like, and
it's like other ones are just like, these spikes won't go down until you step on this switch that's right here in front of you. Okay. So it's like the ruins kind of all over again.
Yeah.
And then here he's like, okay, now you're in for it.
You're gonna love this puzzle. It was made by the great Dr. Alphys. You see these tiles? Once I throw this switch, they will begin to change color. Each color has a different function. Red tiles are impassable. You cannot walk on them. Yellow tiles are electric. They will electrocute you. Green tiles are alarm tiles. If you step on them, you'll have to fight a monster. Orange tiles are orange scented. They will make you smell delicious. Blue tiles are water tiles. Swim through if you like, but if you smell like oranges, the piranhas will bite you. Also, if a blue tile is next to a yellow tile, the water will also zap you. Purple tiles are slippery. You will slide to the next tile. However, the slippery soap smells like lemons, which piranhas do not like. Purple and blue are okay. Finally, pink tiles. They don't do anything. Step on them all you like. How was that? Understand? Great. Then there's one last thing. This puzzle is entirely random. When I pull this switch, it will make a puzzle that has never been seen before. Not even I will know the solution.
And he pulls the switch, and you get this very like 90s shareware game graphic of all the colored tiles flickering.
And the HUD pops up that there's like a little thing for like, here's the flavor that you currently are.
And then it's just pink tiles and red tiles in a straight line. And you can just walk right through.
And Papyrus walks off so defeated.
He's so sad. And this, to me, is emblematic of Toby Fox's approach as an artist. He is going to care about world building and development, but more often than not, it's going to be in the service of, as you put it, Brian, gags.
Yeah.
But the gags are not just jokes. They are jokes that also build the world.
Yeah. Well, they're jokes told with like an earnestness and a sincerity. Papyrus is desperately trying to be good at puzzles.
Right, and he's
That's
terrible
what
at
makes
it.
it funny. He's like, Papyrus is not looking out and being like, no video game would ever do anything this stupid. Like, you know, it's not, there's not a cruelty to the jokes that I feel like a lot of similar games try and go
Well,
for.
it's also not doing the thing that we talk about sometimes with musicals, where it's like, sometimes you'll have a musical that's like, get a load of these assholes singing and dancing, am I right?
Yeah, it's so weird when they do that in this form that we have all acknowledged exists and we're doing.
Yeah, even Toriel holding your hand, because I didn't think about Toriel tutorial when I first played it.
Right.
Like, it doesn't feel like it's really a satire on games and what they're doing, more than it's just the way this game is going to do it, and it finds it funny.
And the way that she is going to do it, because she has reason.
She's your mother.
Exactly.
And she's not just watching Stand By Me waiting for you to leave.
Right.
I think Ness's mom is like, well, I don't want you to go out, but you're going to do it anyway, aren't you?
Yeah. So, I mean, I guess go. Your father already abandoned me.
Yeah, so like change your clothes at least and call your dad on the phone.
I just find it very rare in a game especially, but really any art form in many cases, for the humor to be a load-bearing component of the plot.
And there are already weird recurring jokes that are happening. Most of the guards out here in Snowdin are dogs.
That's right.
In armor. Some dogs weirder than others. Some dogs in love going to get married.
Yep.
And
some dogs become long.
Yeah, and the last trial that Papyrus puts you through is just like weapons hanging off of ropes as you cross a bridge, but then one of them is just a dog
that's slowly moving back and forth.
And you proceed to move on through this. You fight these dog guardians. You make your way into town and see what's going on there. You evade Papyrus's clever traps.
And even the town is just a straight line.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can teleport to the end of it via igloo, I suppose.
And eventually you do battle with Papyrus himself. He stands up and says, you know, it is my time to be the guardian, to be the hero that I want to be. He turns your heart blue.
Yeah. Well, and that's also a joke, because earlier we learn about blue attacks, and Sans is like, whenever you see blue, you just stop moving. In order to remember that, think about stop signs, but imagine that the stop signs are blue. So if these bullets are coming towards you, because this is a bullet hell game in the RPG battles, if it's blue, just don't move and it won't harm you at all. And
Pass
so
right through you.
Papyrus is like, I'm going to send my blue attack after you. And you get hit by a bunch of blue bones and you don't move. And you're like, I'm so smart. And then your heart turns blue and all of a sudden it's subject to gravity.
And he just says, you're blue now.
You are blue now!
Which is a reference to Earthbound. That is the Happy cult. Their whole thing is painting everyone blue. They want to paint the fucking world blue.
I got painted blue once.
You blew yourself?
No,
they
I was
blew you.
painted by a team of people.
Oh, wow.
You had an entire team who blew you?
No, well, there was blue,
took
there was
turns.
black, there was yellow. I was part of a big butterfly in a Swedish music video.
Nice.
We'll link that below.
No,
We won't.
they didn't pay me.
Oh, no, then you'll never see it.
That's why we're SAG-AFTRA.
That's why we're SAG, baby. So on your way to Papyrus, you pass through Snowdin, and there's a whole bunch of buildings. There's little Grillbys on the way, which is like the place where everybody knows your name.
It's a diner.
It's a little diner. And then there's...
It's like a bar.
Oh, yeah, it's a bar.
It's a bar and grill. It's
a bar.
Grillby's.
You know, it is. It is a bar and grill. It's a Chili's, basically. They're doing Chili's. And there's a library on the way.
A library.
A library.
You're like, welcome to the library. We know it's misspelled outside. This is where you learn a few things about how monsters die and how their funerary rites are held. So when monsters die, as we saw before, they become dust if you kill them.
Right.
And then their grieving families will scatter their dust somewhere. And wherever it is scattered will take on the essence of that monster. And this is something I know you really hate, Josh, is enemies that turn to dust when they die.
Is this something I hate? What are you referring
Well,
to?
you've said this before.
I
Maybe you
have?
were lying.
I don't remember saying
You
that.
have talked about like you hate in video games when you kill an enemy and they just disappear.
Oh, yeah.
sure.
Not that you hate dust specifically.
I see what. Yeah, no.
I'd rather they melted into liquid form.
He hates Philip Pullman's Dark Materials.
I know what you're
nothing about dust.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah, like when in it, particularly in
you want to hide the bodies.
I do.
Like in Thief.
I'm
or
just talking
Thief
about
2,
immersive sim shit.
or
Like,
Thief the Dark or the Fourth.
I've always found it frustrating in an immersive sim when the body is. I've never really had an issue with it in RPGs.
Well, in RPGs, usually the enemy is not present in the overworld either way.
Right.
But I think there is something that does kind of bother Toby Fox about it, which is why he's playing with it. Is like, oh yeah, your enemy, they just turned to dust.
Yeah.
But now that dust means something.
And this is setting something up that is going to pay off later on.
Absolutely.
Papyrus has a really interesting fight. It's very fucking hard. It's so hard.
Is it?
It's so hard. Are you kidding me?
I did not find it difficult at all.
Actually, I did not have trouble with Papyrus.
Oh my God. You float so much in the air when you jump, and the next bone is coming, and it's fast.
You never suspect that
and
bone.
so I remember having a lot of trouble with him the first time. I had a lot of trouble with him this time, but Papyrus doesn't kill you.
Right.
He is not inclined to kill you. He just imprisons you in his shed, which has bars that have so much space between them, you just walk straight out of them. And every time he's like, no, go back. I imprisoned you. I'll put something nicer in there. Once you lose to him 3 times, he'll just say, do you really want to keep doing this? Or do you want to just go on?
And you can spare him.
This game, I feel like at this point is trying to maybe condition you to something. Which is that you could go and kill enemies and get more HP.
Right.
And fight him. And you don't have to kill him, but if you fight him physically and you get his HP down to a certain point, he'll do his special attack. Maybe it's trying to encourage you to kill people. I just don't think it does the conditioning thing very well, because then you have to go back. Like, instead of just staying in town and moving, and like, instead of, if they made him easier to kill, if Toby made him easier to kill, then you could just say, I choose to kill this NPC at this point. But if you're going into it having been more or less pacifist up until this point, you don't have enough strength to kill him without it still being very difficult.
Sure.
This is another battle where all you have to do is survive a number of turns.
Because if you're under-leveled, then it is likely that he is going to offer you the opportunity to spare him before you're anywhere close to defeating him mechanically, unless you've been grinding a lot going into it.
This is at least ingraining at some level, even though I don't think it's doing it as well as it could, that you can get some love and EXP. You can go and do that, raise your love level, and come back and kick his ass. Either way, I just think it's just kind of, for me, it's very difficult. It's much more difficult than just about any other part
So
of the game.
it's too high friction for you.
It's a difficulty spike.
Sure.
I think I would argue that every boss fight in this game is a difficulty spike, because I hit up against Undyne my first playthrough, and that was
I did as well, but that was also about learning what you're actually supposed to do there.
So what I would say is that I think this is a deliberate choice, because in most RPGs, bosses are skill checks.
Yeah, absolutely.
And they are level checks. And so if you are playing Undertale like a conventional RPG, you're going to run up against Papyrus, you're going to have a bad time, and you're going to be like, well, shit, I guess I got to go grind and get good. And doing so will get you the XP and the love that you need to get past him.
Or you just lose 3 times and then say, I don't need to fight you.
Yeah. We can move on from this. By letting you move on from it, the game is prompting you to be like, hey, that skill check isn't necessary.
Right. I mean, it's sort of like designing a puzzle in an adventure game, where it's like, you don't want to fully tip your hand as to what's going on here. You don't want to make it too obvious.
Right.
But you still need to stick within the ludic mechanics that you have already set up. I think it balances it pretty well, but I can also see being just sort of frustrated with the nature of the encounter
Having
itself.
played through the game again this time, this was the only fight that I had difficulty with.
Okay. From here, it's on to Waterfall, the next area. Whether you beat Papyrus, spare Papyrus, or just fight him 3 times and then leave, this is the next area. And throughout this area, which is much darker, the music is a bit more spooky and atmospheric.
Yeah, the rooms where Undyne shows up have a different lighting to them. It's like you're lit from the side.
And you are being followed by this new character, Undyne. You don't really know what her deal is. You do know that Sans has referred to her as being sort of the big, very powerful guard. Yeah. You also see Sans having a conversation with her at one point. And alongside that, there's a little kid who keeps following you around. This little yellow
Little
guy.
monster kid.
Dinosaur child.
Yeah. And he idolizes Undyne. He thinks Undyne is just the coolest.
And he loves you too.
Yes.
He thinks you're fabulous.
Mm-hmm.
It's setting this thing up in your mind where it's like, well, something's got to give here. What's going to happen?
And as we walk through the cave, we learn more about the history of the monster world. There are these like flowers that say the last line that they've heard recently. So if a cutscene just ended, they'll just repeat whatever just happened in the cutscene. But they also preserve some conversations, and you see how people are just longing to get out, longing to see the world outside. They go to this part of the cave because it has glowing crystals, and they can pretend that they're stars.
Oh, it's beautiful.
And one of the things that we learn on these various plaques all around here is we get more information about the war.
Right.
The humans declared the war, and the humans didn't have any difficulty winning.
No, it was immediate.
It wasn't
and
a war.
forceful. No, it was humans in this world are so overpowered relative to monsters because their souls, the things that contain their essence, are simply more powerful.
Yeah, their souls are like rigid and they persist after death, where a monster, as we said, they turn to dust.
Right.
They have determination.
Yeah.
Specifically.
And the soul in this game is represented as a heart. That's the thing that's been in the middle of that box whenever you're fighting the enemies is your soul.
So the UI stuff that you're experiencing in the fight is literalized in the game.
Yeah.
When you see an enemy die, it dissolves, just like the monsters do in this world. Your heart is your soul dodging their attacks.
When you die to one of the monsters, you don't die immediately. You take a moment and then your heart breaks. That is your soul breaking.
So if a monster is able to take a human soul and combine it with their own, then they become incredibly powerful. Presumably, if a human could take a monster soul, which is harder to do because they crumble to dust, they could also become incredibly powerful. And then they're able to breach the barrier that keeps them underground.
Right.
Or if you get 7 souls, because there were 7 sages, perhaps, that locked them underground.
Interesting.
Then you can destroy the barrier entirely. And there have been 6 souls collected so far from 6 children that Toriel wasn't able to protect.
And Asgore, the king, his plan is to collect those 7 souls. He's already collected 6. He just needs 1 more. And once he's done that, once he has those 7 souls, he is going to absorb them into himself, become ultra powerful, and break the barrier.
And it's so interesting because every monster that you talk to refers to Asgore as being a little sweetheart.
Right.
Yeah.
Right? In fact, referred to as fluffy buns by several folks. It's like, how do you square the fact that this man has killed 6 children in cold blood while also being this adorable little guy?
But it also makes more sense when you understand that this isn't a war between humans and monsters. This was essentially a genocide and an ethnic cleansing that was carried out against them.
They were driven underground.
This is not equal. This is not balanced. This is the strong preying on the weak.
And this is so interesting to me as a storytelling choice.
Yeah.
Generally speaking, with these stories, with RPG stories, it is, well, there were 2 households alike in dignity, and then they went to war, and now if they could just understand each other, everything would be better. That is not the story that this game is telling.
Yeah, I would also argue that a lot of RPGs are just 2 households both alike in dignity. One side's with God, the other side's with literally
Well,
Satan.
yes, there's that too.
Yeah, they're alike in dignity, but then there's also goblins. Like when you play a Legend of Zelda game, it's like, and then the monsters showed up.
Right.
You have to beat back the monsters. Or in Link's Awakening, the monsters were always there, but now they suck.
Yeah.
They recently started sucking the moment you showed up.
It's almost like you brought the terror.
And yeah, so what sort of moral value do you have if you're coming in, causing the problem, and then killing everyone to solve it?
Right. And these monsters who are supposed to be terrifying are, for the most part, just like derpy little guys.
They're really cute.
They're frogs.
Yeah, they're frogs. And even Undyne, right? This giant suit of armor that is pursuing you and throwing spears at you stops when she sees the monster kid in front of you and grabs him by the ear and walks him away from you to spare him.
That moment is interesting to me because at first it's not entirely clear if, honestly,
looks like she's going to kill him.
The first time I saw it, I thought that she had severely injured or maybe even killed that kid.
Oh, really? Oh, wow.
But then he just shows up again, right?
Yeah.
And then there's a moment where the kid falls.
Right.
And I think both times I've played this game, I've done nothing because I thought it was a cutscene. So I didn't move. And then he hates me for the rest of the game because I didn't rescue him. But Undyne does. So then he's even more of a fan of Undyne after
Or
that.
you can go to the fucking cliff he's hanging off of and save him.
You can
then,
pick him up. Or you can leave and then he thinks, oh, they were just going to get someone to help me.
Right.
Yeah. But either way, you also fall down whole.
Yeah.
Into this dump.
Yeah, garbage.
Right?
Big old garbage dump. The waterfall garbage dump?
And you're knocked unconscious for a moment, and you just see white. Instead of the usual black background, it's just white, dreamy, sunlight pouring in kind of thing. And you hear a voice, and it's someone coming to your aid and asking your name, and then saying, cool V. That's an interesting name. Goog.
Goog.
AJ. But this is a strange name.
This is the thing that's important to note. This is not a voice you've heard before.
No.
Yeah. And it's
not, a new pitch.
We would know. We fell down the cave 2 hours ago.
Right.
So we didn't see this dialogue earlier. So a white void, you're hearing voices.
And that's certainly not Toriel's voice.
And it's supposed to be you from the past. This never happened in an RPG before. Final Fantasy VII, Zach. This isn't Zach.
No, this isn't Zach.
I should have named him Zach.
Go to sleep. And on your way out of this little dump, okay, wake up, Brian. On the way out of this little place, you meet the mad dummy, right?
Oh, yes.
Who, Brian, you have to wake up.
Okay.
So you meet the mad dummy who, depending on your route, is either really super pissed at you or just kind of fine with you. But it is a ghost that has possessed this.
Wait, the dummy can be fine with you?
Yeah.
What do you do to make him fine with you?
I thought he was always pissed at you.
No. If you do the no mercy run, he's fine with you.
So
Really?
if you attack him, he's cool.
Yeah.
Huh.
Interesting, because otherwise it's I suck really bad, and I think you are shitty because you are nice.
It's funny because if you fought the dummy at the beginning, he'll be mad that you fought his brother. If you talk to the dummy at the beginning, he'll be mad because it's my God, the things you said to him.
Again, what Toby Fox is incredibly good at is anticipating anything that you might do in the game and having the game react to those
and again,
things.
it's a small game. It's a short-ish game. I mean, it's really only as long as it is because the rooms are so large. They just take a while to walk through.
Yeah.
Especially if you're backtracking all the time.
Yeah, Brian.
But still, even with the scale of this game being what it is, the fact that it's as malleable as it is so impressive in that short of a development time.
Yes. And for him being, I'm just checking my notes here, in college at the time.
Well, we all had more energy back then.
I suppose that's true.
Not that much energy.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I would have given up.
I mean, I
after
was
one
22
run.
at the same time, and I spent a month of that year bedridden. So
that's what I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying.
But at the same time, Toby Fox was not a theater major, so that was okay.
Oh, fuck,
That's
you're
why
right.
he's fine.
You're right.
Yeah,
damn
no,
it.
that
That's
is,
the lesson. Don't be a theater kid.
Well, be a theater kid. Just don't
just
major
not a theater
in it.
major.
Yeah. Another thing that you see around here is there's an explanation of something called the Delta Rune.
Toriel's wearing the Delta Rune, by the way, at the beginning of the game.
Yep. The Delta Rune is the symbol of Toriel and Asgore's family. It is Undertale anagram.
Right.
Yep.
It is also, of course, the name of the newer game. It has this prophecy. You see this thing that sort of looks like Navi on the top and then a broken Triforce at the bottom. Everyone says it's a prophecy of an angel coming down to save us, to bring us out of the cave.
Who are these angels coming down?
And then the other prophecy is the angel is coming down and we won't be in the caves anymore because we will all be dead. Another clever bit of design in this game is that both of those prophecies are true depending on what you, Goog, decide that you're going to do.
Well, it's time to fight Undyne.
Yeah, this is where it takes you next. Is you've been running around for a long time.
You've been
away. Thank you, Brian. Away from this suit of armor. That's all you've seen. You don't even know who this person is. You don't even know that she's a she at this point. You just know that it's this very scary looking suit of armor that throws spears at you. I love the way that this fight starts, by the way, where it seems like she's about to deliver a big, brilliant speech.
7 human souls and King Asgore will become a god. 6. That's how many we have collected thus far. Understand? Through your 7th and final soul, this world will be transformed. First, however, as is customary for those who make it this far, I shall tell you the tragic tale of our people. It all started long ago.
And just as you're about to settle in for yet more exposition...
Now, you know what? Screw it. Why should I tell that story when you're about to die? You're standing in the way of everybody's hopes and dreams. Alphys' history books made me think humans were cool with their giant robots and flowery swordswomen, but you're just a coward. Hiding behind that kid so you could run away from me again! And let's not forget your wimpy goody two-shoes shtick. Oh, I'm making such a difference by hugging random strangers! You know what would be more valuable to everyone? If you were dead! That's right, human. Your continued existence is a crime. Your life is all that stands between us and our freedom! Right now, I can feel everyone's hearts pounding together. Everyone's been waiting their whole lives for this moment. But we're not nervous at all. When everyone puts their hearts together, they can't lose. Now, human, let's end this right here, right now. I'll show you how determined monsters can be.
And now you have to dodge her spears and also parry her attacks.
So she does another thing. She turns your heart a different color. This time it's green.
Right.
And now it can't move. So we're doing a new mechanic. Instead of you moving around and dodging, you have to block everything. And it's like DDR.
It is. It's a lot like a rhythm game.
Yeah.
And it's very fun. And at this point, it's like, okay, I have to keep waiting this out. I have to, I can't reason with her, just like I couldn't reason with Papyrus, just like I couldn't reason with Toriel. So this is another one where you just have to get through the whole cycle of attacks. And that is a very good way to be in this fight forever and never do anything because you can't show her mercy. And if you are choosing not to fight, you have no other options. Because this is the one boss fight that you can flee from.
That's right.
Yes.
And it signals this. She says, why are, I don't want you to flee from me or something like that.
Yeah,
right?
she's like, now you can't run away. But it's like, I can't run away from boss fights anyway. I thought that the green just meant I can't move to dodge.
Okay. I see.
So I just keep doing the turns over and over and over again, my first playthrough, and just think, okay, I've got to Google this one.
Yeah, this
I've
one you
got
got
to go to Goog, and I've got to cool V this.
That's right.
And then you realize at a point she loses control over you. You're no longer green and you're doing typical dodging. That's when you can go over to the flee button. And when you run away from battles, and I don't think I ever had run away before this point.
Yeah, because why would you?
Your heart sprouts little legs and it runs off screen. And like everything else, that aspect of the UI means something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And so it means you are literally running out of the battle screen.
Right.
And so the moment that your heart turns red, you can flee. And then you don't have to participate in this fight beyond the bare minimum. She'll keep chasing after you in the overworld.
You have to run in the overworld.
You have to keep doing it.
She catches up with you every so often.
Very big rooms again.
But all you have to do is press flee and get going again. You don't have to keep fighting her.
The first few times she'll still turn you green. But then the later encounters in the last couple rooms, if you're paying attention and it's trying to get you on your perception of things, again, not consistent mechanics, but gag mechanics that are always trying to make you think of a different thing, you can then run away instantly.
But I guess my bigger question here, right? Whether you choose to fight her fully head on or you run away from her, allowing another part of her storyline to get unlocked, what does this game think that it means to fight?
It means defending something that you care about, I think. If Undyne is the true hero of the underground...
She is the heroine that never gives up. That's her description. Yeah.
Yes, she is defending those around her and protecting them from harm. Which, if you are playing this run and you are trying to spare people, she misunderstands your intentions, perhaps because there might have been someone who came before who did mean monster harm. And she knows what happens when you let someone like that go unchecked. It can lead to ruin. It's hurt people.
Violence is not portrayed as an inherently bad thing in this game. Again, it's not simply the full inverse of The Last of Us 2, where it's like, well, you always gotta fight. In this saying, no, you should never fight. That's not what it is.
No.
It's saying that sometimes violence is necessary, but only under certain circumstances.
Yeah.
And you need to at least try to read into whether the person who is trying to fight you is truly doing so with the intention of hurting or destroying you.
Yes, there is a mechanic that comes up later in this game where you simply must fight. There is no way not to. And I think if the game were simply about violence is never the answer, we would never have that encounter.
Right.
So you run away from Undyne and you get to Hotland.
Yeah, it's like Holland, but misspelled.
It's hot.
Hotland.
Much unlike Holland. It's very hot. It's just lava.
It's the lava world.
I mean, Holland's been pretty fucking hot this summer, in fairness.
But not lava.
Well, there hasn't been...
Lava's different.
That's true.
There hasn't been molten magma engulfing all the windmills in flames.
And Undyne, of course, can't survive in this heat because she's a fish wearing
That's
a
right.
giant suit of armor. So she passes out, and you have to give her some water from the nearby water cooler.
Unless you defeated her already, in which case, she's already gone.
Sure. And also, if you don't give her the water, you don't get to have the pacifist modifier at the end of this round.
Oh, okay.
And you'd have to start all the way over.
Yeah,
even though
yeah.
she's still alive, interestingly.
Well, you have to show kindness, right? You have to be
It's
the
it's a very conspicuous water cooler as well. It's
I
right
mean,
there.
you'd really be a sick fuck if you just kept going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Brian, did you just keep going?
No.
Oh, okay.
No,
I
he's
got
not a sick
I did the
fuck.
pacifist run.
Oh, that's right. You just said it so guiltily, and I was like, buddy, did you leave her to die?
Maybe you're just inferring something about the way I say that you'd have to be a sick fuck.
I
Maybe you are the guilty one, and you're projecting that onto me.
think our bodies are the guilty ones, but that's just me.
It's from Spring Awakening,
No.
Josh. It's a musical that was on Broadway.
Blah, 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 blah. Song of Purple Summer. Fuck you.
Different.
Yeah.
Those are two songs.
You know who would be really in to Spring Awakening, I think?
Alphys.
Alphys.
Yeah. Because you walk into a lab, first thing, here in Hotland, and you are met by Alphys. She's this...
Hotland, Michigan.
Hotland, Michigan. She's this orange dinosaur thing.
Like
She's
a
Lisa.
Triceratops.
She's Lisa Simpson.
Yeah, basically.
Lisa
And
Simpson. Yeah.
she is the king's royal scientist. She greets you, and, well, it turns out she has quite a bit of anxiety.
No! Hiya. I'm Dr. Alphys. I'm Asgore's royal scientist. But I'm not one of the bad guys. Actually, since you stepped out of the ruins, I've, been observing your journey through my console. Your fights, your friendships, everything. I was originally going to stop you, but watching someone on a screen really makes you root for them. Watching you, I felt like I was seeing an old friend. So, now I want to help you. Using my knowledge, I can easily guide you through Hotland. I know a way right to Asgore's castle, no problem. Well, actually, there is just a tiny... A long time ago, I made a robot named Metaton. Originally, I built him to be an entertainment robot. Like a robotic TV star or something. Anyway, recently, I decided to make him more useful. Just some small practical adjustments, like, anti-human combat features? Of course, when I saw you coming, I immediately decided I have to remove those features. Unfortunately, I may have made a teensy mistake while doing so, and, now he's an unstoppable killing machine with a thirst for human blood. Hopefully we won't run into him.
Yeah, she's been the one with all the cameras set up before this point.
Yeah.
And she has been watching you the whole time you left the ruins. And as a result, she has developed a parasocial relationship with you because you turned into her animes, basically.
Yep.
She loves anime. That's very important to note.
Yes.
What's it called? Like Mew Mew Kissy Kissy something or other? That's her favorite anime?
Yeah, Mew Mew Kitty, I believe.
Mew Mew Kitty. And her main function throughout this, as you progress through Hotland, which is just a series of mazes and puzzles, basically.
Yeah, this little vent puzzle that's also in every trailer until the last one is like, wow, we keep putting this one in here.
She is going to be giving you hints about how to progress, most of which are completely useless.
Yeah,
or actively counterproductive.
She calls you on the phone. She gets you a smartphone and access to a social media site because it's Kingdom Hearts 3, apparently.
Hell yeah.
And So you're always seeing her statuses about how she is anxious about calling you on the phone to give you hints, but she's more or less fine to talk in person, which means that she is the opposite of Ulryra from Link's Awakening.
Yeah.
A guy whose entire purpose in that game is to call you on the phone and give you hints. But when you talk to him in person, he goes, you should go to a phone somewhere. I'd rather talk to you there.
Yeah, don't be around me.
She's also an absent-minded scientist who's big into fandom and bisexual. Welcome back, Otacon.
Yay!
From Metal Gear Solid. That's good. I am curious how you guys found Alphys in the main game, because to be perfectly honest, I found her to be a bit much. And I know that that's kind of the point.
Yeah.
But it was a little too Tumblr for me, for lack of a better way of putting it.
I think that's a fair critique of
It's an extremely
Alphys.
Tumblr game. And
Yeah,
I think
it
it's
is.
interesting that it manages to avoid, I think, some of the more cringe-inducing elements of that.
She does not talk about Hulock at one point in any part of this game.
I mean,
I don't even know what that one is. Don't tell me.
Doctor Who Sherlock. Too late. And the thing is, I do like her. I like the character. And in particularly, once you get into the Pacifist run, her character becomes much more interesting. But
Do they mean specifically Benedict Cumberbatch and like
Yes.
Matt Smith?
The Reichenbach balls.
Okay. Wait, do they... Okay,
You know what I
do
mean.
they ship him with different doctors?
It's
or
mostly
just...
Tennant, but
Oh, it's Tennant, not Smith.
There's some Smith in there,
Oh,
certainly. Yeah, it depends.
Who does Watson fuck?
we're here to talk about Undertale.
You did this. I said I didn't want to hear about it.
And now it's all I'll ever think about.
I'm curious.
He's not Googling it.
I am curious if either of you were like this with Alphys, or if it was just kind of horses for courses.
No, I like
sorry,
all the
I'm sorry, what?
characters.
Horses
I
for
don't think I like any of the characters as much as Sans and Papyrus, but
I found Alphys to be a little much, but again, I bought into she is supposed to be this way.
it's very funny to be like, okay, be really careful as you're walking towards these lasers, and you're like, you've got a pace going, and then it just fucking stops you
it's
dead
pretty
in your tracks.
good.
None of
Yeah.
these things are all that hard.
Right.
No overworld puzzle is that hard. You even get like the closest thing to like real puzzles with these little shooty puzzles that you do to open a door. And those also don't fucking have any challenge to them
and
whatsoever.
I think with Alphys, if her interrupting you led to actual
Consequences.
consequences, it would be a lot more frustrating.
Yeah.
But again, it's all played for gags.
Yeah. And your main goal is to stop her creation, which is this thing called Metaton.
Yes. Metaton is a robot. He loves performing.
Mm-hmm.
He
Big
lo-
ol' ham.
He loves when people love him, like a lot.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. And he needs it, right? And so you go through various permutations of
He's
his
a
very
sick fuck.
He
popular
is.
show.
Yeah. Well, he's got like presumably the only TV shows are all just him.
Right.
Yeah.
So he gets you on a quiz show. The quiz show's really mean and unfair and stupid and bullshit.
You have to
and
climb
it
a
has a
tower.
lead gay technician.
There's no lead gay technician. That's only the Impossible Quiz Part 4.
What do you
or whatever.
call Alphys?
Yeah, that's true.
What do I call Alphys?
Yeah.
Not the lead gay technician?
She is the lead gay technician.
She is the lead gay technician.
It's you! It's you, Josh!
Maybe that's why I find her so frustrating, because I
She's
can't,
so close to
I can't
home.
stand seeing myself reflected on screen. Yeah.
Yeah, you love anime.
Huge anime fan.
Well, you know what else Alphys loves is Undyne.
Yes.
She has this, in her mind, unrequited love for
Yeah.
her. And
Yeah.
There's a quiz question that's like, who does she have a crush on?
Yeah.
Turns out it's everybody. I think
Yeah. It
every answer you give is correct.
But it's mostly
mainly
Undyne. Yeah.
Except for you can't answer yourself.
Okay.
Because
well,
the
you're a child.
Yeah, and Metaton's like, oh, you're kind of being a little weird, actually. don't do that. And that's actually the way the game treats all dating in here, because you can date every
but
single
most
NPC.
people don't really know what dating is. Like Papyrus has no
No.
clue. He really thinks it's about spaghetti, and we'll talk about that. in more
We'll talk
detail.
more about dating in the second half, because
Yeah.
it is a wonderful component of this game.
Yeah. But then you go on one of his cooking shows, which again ends disastrously.
Right.
You encounter Metaton's musical, which
Right.
is just Final Fantasy VI.
Yep.
Because the opera sequence, it looks exactly like the set from Final Fantasy
I
VI.
really just love all of these little references for the heads. I
They're
think it's
all
so fun.
so
Yeah.
stupid. In the middle of all of this, you also end up fighting a spider. I had totally forgotten about this.
Oh, Muffet.
bit.
Yeah.
yeah.
I Had completely forgotten about the spider fight. It's related to this like spider bake sale. Like there have been spiders the whole time, and this was a Kickstarter character.
Yeah, one of my favorite songs in the game too, the spider fight song.
There are 3 Kickstarter backers who got characters. The other 2 are like secrets. This one is actually just in the game.
You have to beat her to progress.
Yeah.
And she treats you like Kathy Bates treats people in Rat Race, which is if you buy any of the spider treats along the way, a little spider will come along near the end of the battle and be like, actually, he's really cool if you're not like trying to kill her.
And if you don't, a bunch of spiders dressed as Lucille Ball are on a bus with you. Then it gets kind of transphobic.
That does not happen in this game.
No, the game never gets transphobic.
No, actually. Delightfully the opposite of that, in fact.
In fact, some of the earliest, like I would say, unproblematic trans representation in games comes in the form of Metaton, talking about, especially if you unlock Metaton's home and read the journals talking about like the body that he wants to have. Yeah.
Yes, because Metaton, as it turns out, is a ghost inside of he's a ghost in the shell, one might say.
He's related to the other ghosts that you've met so far.
Right.
They're all part of the same family, which usually kind of racist if you assume that.
Yeah, that's true.
This time it's true.
This is also where we get the return of the colored grid puzzle from before.
And it's real.
And it's
all
real.
of the mechanics as described
it's so good.
were 100% real.
This is
and you're just completely like, you have 30 seconds to beat it, and you can beat it.
Yes.
You can?
There are people online who've done it. You can watch videos of them doing it, but the whole idea is just like the chaos of that moment. It's fucking great.
With the music blaring and just, I mean, you want to talk about a great fucking payoff for a joke.
For a joke that you don't know is going to have a payoff. You
It's
thought
a
you
brick
had
joke.
the whole joke.
It's a brick joke.
Yeah.
They set it up, they throw it up.
Yep.
You think it's come down yet, but it doesn't for
And
another
now
couple
you're
hours.
on the plane.
So good.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Well, because he said this was Alphys's thing.
Right.
And now you're in Alphys's world, so it has to appear. Like, it's so fucking smart. And then you get to fight Metaton, right? And it's a very different style of boss battle than you're used to.
Yeah, because you're not actually able to hurt him. Instead, what you do is your heart becomes yellow this time, and it's like you got a little pea shooter, like in Asteroids or whatever.
Yeah, it's a Space Invaders.
Yeah. I feel like it's a little bit of a cop-out for the whole peaceful resolution to things mechanic, because you are shooting at him and like knocking limbs off and stuff.
I mean,
by
you
the
can
end.
choose to not actually hit him. You can just hit the stuff that he's
Sure.
throwing at you, but it doesn't actually make a difference mechanically.
Yeah. And he understands that knocking off his limbs makes good TV.
Right.
So you are ultimately helping him because it doesn't actually hurt him,
Right.
to lose those limbs. And once you're able
and you've got ratings in the corner the whole time.
Napstablook calls in, our lovely little shy ghost friend.
Once you get your ratings to a certain point, because that's the other thing, is you've got the ratings ticking up. It's once you get to like 6,000 or 7,000, I think, that you can start
Once you get to what?
6,000 or 7,000.
Oh, God, the feather!
6,
What are you
7,
guys doing?
6, 7.
Who died?
Don't worry about it.
My dignity.
I just didn't hear you.
So
Jesus, you know I have trouble processing language sometimes.
So you rise up this elevator, right? You're finally out of the core.
Rise up. Yeah.
And you get out of the core and you meet Sans outside of this very fancy upscale restaurant.
Whoa, hold on. You meet someone way more important than that first.
Oh, yeah. Who's that?
Oh, I can't remember his name. Do you remember his name?
Oh, Heat Flamesman.
Whoa, my God. That is a fucking Josh Boerman-ass name
It's the most Josh Boerman joke. Every time I come across Heat Flamesman, it makes me so happy.
I love Heat Flamesman.
Because he's just a little guy, and he says, I'm Heat Flamesman. Remember my name.
So yeah, now you have this weird little dinner with Sans.
Right.
It's like you're in kind of this darkened restaurant. It feels apocalyptic.
It does.
Yeah.
Even though... Because what you're going to do, if you defeat Asgore, is you're going to doom all of these monsters to being in this cave forever.
Right.
But if you die, they're all free.
Mm-hmm.
And the whole world changes for the better.
And Sans tells you a story.
So I'm a sentry in Snowden Forest, right? I sit out there and watch for humans. It's kind of boring. Fortunately, deep in the forest, there's this huge locked door. And it's perfect for practicing knock-knock jokes. So one day, I'm knocking them out, like usual. I knock on the door and say, knock knock. And suddenly, from the other side, I hear a woman's voice. Who is there? So naturally I respond, dishes. Dishes who? Dishes a very bad joke. Then she just howls with laughter, like it's the best joke she's heard in 100 years. So I keep 'em coming, and she keeps laughing. She's the best audience I've ever had. Then, after a dozen of them, she knocks and says, knock knock. I say, who's there? Old lady. Old lady who? Oh, I did not know you could yodel. Wow. Needless to say, this woman was extremely good. We kept telling each other jokes for hours. Eventually, I had to leave. Papyrus gets kind of cranky without his bedtime story. But she told me to come by again. And so I did. Then I did again. And again. It's a thing now. Telling bad jokes through the door, it rules. One day, though, I noticed she wasn't laughing very much. I asked her what was up. Then she told me something strange. If a human ever comes through this door, could you please promise something? Watch over them and protect them, will you not? No, I hate making promises, and this woman, I don't even know her name, but someone who sincerely likes bad jokes, has an integrity you can't say no to. Do you get what I'm saying? That promise I made to her. You know what would have happened if she hadn't said anything? Buddy, you'd be dead where you stand. Hey, lighten up, bucko! I'm just joking with you.
There's something deeper going on here that Sans knows.
Yeah.
And you don't, but you do.
Yeah.
And this sets the tone, I think, for what the very last section of this is going to be.
Yes.
It's not smiles and happiness and friendship. Even the jokey characters, the shop owners and stuff, have a darker edge to them. There's one shop outside where they're just like so happy about the destruction of humanity, and another guy who's like, I don't want to work at this fucking burger place anymore.
I have a whole treatise about burger pants, so I'm going to talk about burger pants.
And I think it's also an energy that carries through as well to when you do the next run, the pacifist run. So in the back half of our episode, we're going to be talking about the way that the first run ends, as well as going through the true ending, the pacifist ending in its entirety. But before then, AJ, I think we've got a message from Grillby's or something, right?
Yeah, we got this up. I found it. It was on a mountaintop. I climbed to the top of, and there was just this thumb drive.
Oh.
So we're gonna hear what's on that right now.
Oh, hey, you must be new around these parts. Name's Sans, and I'm here to tell you about the greatest place in the multiverse. Whoop! I mean universe. Grillby's, the place for good food, excellent service, and a menu that won't cost you a skeleton. The owner's head might be a literal flame, but don't worry, I've never seen the guy get too heated. So, if you do decide to come down here, please be nice to the waitstaff, and be sure to leave a good tip-bia.
Sans! Are you still doing that commercial thing?
You know it, brother mine.
Well, stop! Immediately! For I, the great Papyrus, have discovered a human! It is maliciously standing in one place, its head blinking on and off, its fierce tassels blowing gently in the breeze.
Huh. Kinda sounds like a lamp to me.
It does?
Yeah.
Curses! I'm always doing that!
It's okay, bro. That's why you got me, to help you tell the lamps from the humans. But first, I gotta tell these folks about how great Grillby's is.
Oh, fear not, baby brother! The great Papyrus, knight in training for the Royal Guard, is here to help! Hello, people trapped in this tiny box. It is I, the great Papyrus, commanding you to eat at Grillby's. Or shall I be forced to unleash my ultimate attack? Being very disappointed in you! Nyeh! The shame you must be feeling! The agonizing guilt! Now you will have no choice but to dine at Grillby's. Isn't that right, Mr. Grillby?
Grillby doesn't talk much these days, unless he really has to. But you might just get him to sing if you fan the flame.
But I have left all my fans at home! Curse my lack of accessories! Egad! Look alive, brother! Aaron the seahorse approaches for his afternoon protein shake!
Ooh, yeah! HA Seahorse Corner.
Sup, dudes? Could I interest you in some flexin'? You like that? Maybe I'll do a little more. Oh yeah. My 12-pack is rippling. Maybe just one more fly.
Ooh yeah.
What the heck was that?
I think AJ forgot to do a horse corner for this episode, so he thought he might slide it in here for good measure. That hasn't happened yet. Well, you'll see, won't you?
Do you think he noticed me looking at his biceps? I don't want him getting the wrong idea, Sans. I can't date anyone until I learn to date myself. Date. You know, I am suddenly struck with the feeling that I may have forgotten something.
You.
Uh-oh.
Oh, hey, Undyne.
That was my favorite table, Undyne. What the frig?
30 minutes I waited in my kitchen for us to cook together. 30 minutes! Now I got a wall full of spear holes and 30 crates of dynamite, but somehow not a single plate of spaghetti! What's up, Sans?
Yo.
I'm sorry, Undyne, but you see, I saw this human.
Lamp.
And the way it was standing there, all human. Lamp-like. I had to do something.
Oh, it's always a lamp with you, isn't it? Or a trap, or a friggin' puzzle. You are all so unbelievably predictable.
Something on your mind, Undyne?
It's just... So Alphys, right? She won't come out of her stupid lab. And it's just like, she has so much passion and drive and ambition, but she hides it from the world? Like, what is up with that?
Perhaps she heard my performance on the advertisement and became so ashamed she became incapacitated.
Well, the best thing we can do is support her where we can. And that, most importantly, we never stop trying to reach out. We just gotta keep throwing her a bone.
Oh, hi, Undyne. It's Temmie. You like Temmie drum? Yay! Temmie drum a big hole now.
Feel better?
Yes. No.
Well, maybe this'll help.
Don't call her. What are you doing? What if she picks up?
Hello?
Hey, Alphys. What's up, girl?
Sans is here too.
And the great Papyrus. Be not ashamed, Alphys. It was merely a marketing trap.
Okay, so that's a lot of people. And, I have to go now.
Wait! Alphys. I know you're busy with your Mew Mew marathon.
How did you know about that?
You've been posting about it all day on the Undernet.
You follow me on the Undernet.
But I think it would be really cool if you grabbed a burger with us down at Grillby's. What do you say?
That's a very nice offer, but I can't. My brain is, bad today. And I would just bring everyone down, so I think it's best that I just stay in. I'm sorry.
May I?
Grillby!
Yes, perhaps I could speak to her. I have been told I have a soothing presence and some red-hot pipes.
Go for it,
Here you
Grillby.
go.
Where is your mouth?
Thank you. Temmie, hit it.
Toby!
Well, it only took 250 episodes, but it looks like this guy's finally getting a solo. Take it away, Grillby.
Oh, Grillby's snowed-in zone. Mice get cheese, and Sans gets bone. Oh, Grillby's such great fries. You won't freeze, and no one dies.
Not in this timeline.
Oh, Grillby's, I am shook. Burgers, please, for Napstablook. Oh, Grillby's, read the sign. Stuck down here, but we're just fine.
Every day out there patrolling, building traps for human bowling.
Every day is just exhausting, making something look like nothing.
But we know we can rely on whole Grillby's to keep the light on. Pass the ketchup and the mustard, spray it all on under custard.
Oh, it's Grillby's, yes, it's true, the perfect place for me and you. And no one's gonna try to stab us, no, no one's gonna make us die. So come to Grillby's, have a ball, you'll find it west of Waterfall. The clientele sure loves our party. Try the spaghetti gone too far.
Come get spaghetti, I've cooked spaghetti. I even put it on a plate. Come get spaghetti, I cooked you spaghetti. Then I can take you on a date. Come get spaghetti, you must have spaghetti. Undyne told me it tastes great. Or maybe do a puzzle. You should do a puzzle. No, go ahead and I'll wait.
Bar keeps smoking, jukebox broken, and that's what makes old Grillby sing. There's no use sitting at your home knitting and waiting for that old phone to ring. So head on down to your friend Grillby's. There's always room for just one more. Unless you're aiming to do some strangling, then we'll show you the fire door.
Grillby sucks. Oh yes, it's true. Now Flowey's come to murder you.
Excuse me for 1 second.
Hey, what are you doing? Hey, put me down. What are you doing? Oh.
Looks like someone just put the metal to the pedal.
Hey, everyone. Alphys.
You escaped my guilt trap.
I heard there was talk of burgers. If you'd like. I would like that. Thank you, everyone.
Hey, we gotta look out for each other down here. Otherwise, we're gonna have a bad time. Here in the underground, you are not alone. Here in the underground, you are never alone.
Here in the underground, you are not alone. Here in the underground, you are never alone. Here in the underground, you are not alone. Here in the underground, you are never alone.
Huh. It's a beautiful day outside. On days like these, kids like you should be going to Grillby's.
So once you've made it out of Hotland and up through that restaurant, you make your way up into, well, a grayscale version of the house that you saw before.
Yeah.
Mhm.
There have been a few more puzzles, and yeah,
Right.
there's this whole thing about a core that powers the whole underground.
Right.
You're basically in the ruins again, except
Right.
the ruins were pink, and this is gray.
It's completely grayscale.
And there's no enemies around.
And immediately it's like, wait, what? Why does this look like this?
Yeah.
And here in this new home, as the game calls it,
Mm-hmm.
you get a simple guitar cover of the Undertale theme. And as you hear it build and get bigger, you learn by talking to a whole bunch of different NPCs
Yes.
what actually happened. The piece of this story that you have been missing up until this
Yeah.
point.
Yes.
So you learn about the first human who fell. And these appear just like battles, but there's no battling going on.
Right.
It's just speech bubbles and the frogs and those characters.
And at each point, it looks like a battle where it goes, And it does the, like, you're going into a battle thing. But yes, they're just talking to you now.
Yeah.
So you learn that Asriel, the child of Toriel and Asgore, very uncreative people, evidently,
Get him!
met the first human to fall. So they fell through that same cave that you did, and they and Asriel became friends, brothers, siblings, I should say.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, Asgore and Toriel took this kid in, this human child, as their own. They essentially adopted this kid.
So the human then, when they were raising them, got very, very sick and died and expressed this desire to see the flowers of its village once again. This gray house, the only color that's in it are these like yellow flowers that are all growing. Just the same golden flowers you've been seeing all throughout. So when the human died, Asriel was able to take their soul and carry the body back out of the cave, through the barrier, into the village that the child came from, and lowered the body into a bed of those same yellow flowers, which at that point did not exist underground.
And meanwhile, the humans come out and they see this, and they're like, a monster has murdered one of our own.
Mm-hmm.
We now must declare war on the monsters.
So Asriel, in the midst of being attacked, does not fight back, and instead runs back into the cave, but it's too late, and he drops dead.
And it should be noted at this point, too, Asriel is still also a child.
Mm-hmm.
This, like, bunny
These are two
child.
kids, maybe like, I don't know, 10 at the most.
Right.
Yeah, he's a kid. He's a literal goat child.
Yes.
He is a kid.
And so where he falls, the seeds of these flowers have stuck to him from being out in the village, and they start to grow. This becomes the throne room, where it's just full of these flowers.
And this is also, it is implied, the thing that tore Toriel and Asgore apart.
Yeah.
They were not able to overcome their grief about this. And it
Yeah.
also made Asgore into a bit of an asshole.
This made Asgore dead set on destroying the barrier and returning to the human world. Any other humans that will fall into the cave, he will simply kill them until he's got 7 of those souls.
And while you're in New Home, you can read his diary, which chronicles his early relationship with Toriel. And you see that they bonded over making very silly puns, which sounds kind of similar to perhaps someone Sans was bantering with through a door in the ruins.
Yeah. Well, there's only one person in the door in the ruins. It's just her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Sans, of course, promised that he would protect you. And that's why all the puzzles are so low effort. It's not just because Papyrus is an idiot. It's because Sans is like, yeah, no, this kid's not going to die. It's our job to protect him because I promised this woman that I would do that.
There is also a mirror in New Home, same as the mirror in the home in the ruins. If you interact with it, instead of saying, it's you, it says, despite everything, it's still you. And this...
How reassuring.
How reassuring. I think this is probably the most profound line in the whole game. I think that there is a fear when one goes on quests like this that it will fundamentally change who you are, but that through all of the trials and tribulations, there is a core part of you, your soul perhaps, that will always remain irrevocably you. And I find great comfort in that. What's so cool about this game is that depending on how you're playing it, that line is either incredibly reassuring or incredibly terrifying.
Sure. Because if you've just been an agent of destruction, then yeah, it's still you, bud.
Yeah.
And there's also, even in this moment, a sort of double meaning of the word you.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You also get a couple more weapons when you go into the children's bedroom. Again, identical to the one in the ruins, except that it's gray. There are these 2 twin beds. But now there are these 2 presents. White wrapping paper, red ribbon, just like the Ernie Bushmiller, like, ideal design of what you just think of when you think of present. You open them up, and one has a heart-shaped locket. This is, I think, the second strongest armor in the game. other than the one that you can buy from the Temmie shop in the secret Temmie village.
Yep.
When you send the Temmies to college, you mean?
Yes. Yes. These are presumably the objects belonging to either Asriel or the original child. And another one is a knife, not a toy knife.
A real knife.
And
before this point, all of the weapons have been very unusual. It's been like ballet slippers.
Frying pan.
Pan. At least that one kind of makes a little bit more sense. One is a book.
Yeah.
It's just a torn up book.
Yep.
These are laid out exactly as they would be in Earthbound.
Yes.
Right. That's where you get your first bat. It's like in the bedroom in a little white gift box.
Yep. Pretty much everything in Earthbound that you can pick up is in a present like that.
I'm curious to hear what you guys make of this new home versus the one down in the ruins. Like, did Asgore basically just make a whole new version of the house?
Opposite.
Or is it the other way around? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is where they lived.
Sure.
And
Toriel made a new
is the
one
who
underground.
left.
Okay.
Yeah.
What I interpreted it as was that the home in the ruins was the original home. And
That's what I thought, too.
And then
Yeah.
when the barrier happened, Asgore moved the capital to this other place and left the ruins to be abandoned,
Well, I
and
don't
then
think
recreated the new home in the new home.
I don't think they lived underground until the barrier happened, though.
Yeah, I just assumed that when the kids died, he didn't want to be where that happened, so
Sure.
he made a new spot for them.
Also, I suppose that like getting too into the weeds with what specifically this represents kind of misses the point.
Yeah. They both live in identical houses. They're both stuck in the past, but they've also both walled up a room that represents the other.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
There is a walled up room that's supposed to be Asgore's in Toriel's house.
Right.
And there is a walled up room that's supposed to be Toriel's in the other one.
In Asgore's house.
Asgore, Toriel, Asriel.
Right.
I'm not going to be able to keep it going.
But the point of all of this here is that this is, as is the case with many RPG stories especially, this is a story about what happens when you don't reckon with your grief. And it just kind of lives there and persists.
Right. Asgore is stuck in a cycle of violence, and so he can't help but recreate the home down to the very echo.
And here we see the nicest, most sentimental version of the story of what happened with this family. And ultimately, Undertale is the story of just this family. In the same way that Star Wars is about the Skywalkers and the Palpatines.
This is about the Dreamers.
Yep. Yes. Yes, that is their last name, Dreamer. Another interesting thing, aside from despite everything, it's still you, another interesting quote is one that you get from the monsters as you go down the stairs. And if you're not taking notes and you're just playing this straight, the music should cue up like perfectly with your actions.
Yeah.
If you are taking notes, there's going to be a little bit of looping and silence and stuff. But after they tell you all of the story about Asriel going to the other side, getting injured, coming back, dying, the flowers growing and everything, they say to you, aren't you excited? Aren't you happy? You're going to be free. And when someone says you in this game, especially when they say it in the battlefield, when the heart is on screen, you might have to worry about that. I think you start to get a sense here that there is some kind of disconnect happening.
Yeah. Absolutely.
It's not quite like the Nintendo DS game Contact that Grasshopper Manufacturer put out, and I think only I played.
Yes, correct.
Where right at the very beginning, you have a protagonist on your lower screen. On the upper screen, you have a scientist and a dog, and the scientist is like, hey, you're the player, right? What's your favorite food?
Yep. Regular Baton Kaidos, one might say.
Or a regular Mother 3.
Yes, indeedy.
Or Moon.
Once you make your way through this story that is told by all of these NPCs, you find yourself in the antechamber to the throne room.
Yeah.
Yes, and it has stained glass that has what on it?
The Delta Rune. And it's all backlit because the light's coming in through those windows. And so you're in silhouette, and you have these pillars in the foreground, kind of recalling when you first go out into the woods and you're being followed by Sans, and it's all a little bit like someone's here that I can't see yet.
And it turns out it's the same guy.
Yeah, wouldn't you know it? Sans is right there, and he lets you know that you are about to be subject to judgment.
Yeah.
At this point,
he gets a feather and a scale. And that dog.
And that judgment It's about how much violence you've done. It turns out that EXP is not experience, it's execution points.
But my health went up. My levels went up.
Well, it turns out that LV or love actually just stands for level of violence.
Okay.
That's such a fucking stretch.
I have to say, I love this game. I love this game so much. This is not how acronyms work.
Nope.
I'm so sorry. I am an acronym. Speaking as an acronym myself, this is not how this works. If he had just called it LOV, I think that probably would have sold me a little bit more on it, but this is just...
For people who don't know, AJ's name stands for Antonj.
Yes. Antonj Ditty.
And now this is the game reaching through the screen and pointing at you, the player, and being like, you done fucked up, bud.
Yeah.
You could have gotten to this point and not killed anyone.
Right.
That is telling you definitively here in this moment that is possible.
Mm-hmm.
It is almost impossible to play Undertale today without knowing that going in.
Yeah.
Right.
And I found trying to sort of clear my mind and play this game however I felt. I was going to try to do a true neutral run with some killing, and I just found that there was more friction around trying to mix up the approach than to just do only one or the other. And so I'm very interested, Josh, in the fact that you did a little bit of killing the first time you played.
Yeah, well, the first time I played, I went into it being like, I'm going to learn as little about this game as possible.
Sure.
And I felt that the incentives of the game were pushing me toward playing it like any other RPG. And that's exactly what I did. So this moment worked pretty well for me, all things considered. It still felt a little bit like, again, that like, oh, choices matter in a way that did feel like it was putting its finger on the scale just a little bit.
But you really did not know about the runs. About the pacifist run and the genocide run and the et cetera.
No, I didn't.
Wow.
I knew that there was the ability to not fight. But I did not realize that it was so core to the gameplay loop and to not just the gameplay loop, but the story progression that the choices didn't just impact like, oh, I'm seeing this dialogue versus that dialogue, but there's an entire separate branch of the game that is only available to you if you don't hurt anybody.
So part of my criticism is that I don't feel like the game conditions you into actually doing a neutral run. But of course, that is the fact that you can't avoid the knowledge of runs if you follow game stuff like at all.
Right.
Including if you just listen to this podcast. We've gotten this far without leading with that. And anyone listening to this either knows what this game is or is not going to play it.
Yeah, no.
It's been 11 years, you know.
And I think there's a few things.
Expensive.
There's a few things like this where it's like, now, 11 years later, Undertale has changed gaming as we know it in so many ways. There are so many things that this game did mechanically for the first time that so many other people saw that made them rethink what an RPG gameplay loop could even look like.
Yeah.
And I think it's, as with many things, it's like, it's hard to imagine a time before Star Wars in terms of like what that did to visual language in movies.
Well, yeah, and just even in terms of twists, right? It's like, imagine like up until I would say 2020, like not knowing how The Sixth Sense ended.
Sure.
Right? Not knowing the twist at the end of The Sixth Sense. I feel like nowadays you can probably get away with it a little bit more, but
no, but or like knowing that Darth Vader is Luke's father. Shit like that. I know.
Like, well, when I watched Psycho with my sister, I watched it for the first time with my sister when I was like a senior in high school, and she had just come back from college or something, and we rented it and watched it. I knew what was going to happen in Psycho.
Sure,
I was aware of the situation there. My sister didn't have a clue. She didn't even know there was an old lady, let alone what might happen with the old lady twist-wise. So we're spending the first 15 minutes of the movie, and my sister is like, wait, so who's the psycho?
Okay.
Is it her? Is it this lady in the car right now? Is it the guy that she just left back in town? Is he going to show up again?
Is it
she
us?
fucking had zero clue. It was so thrilling to watch it with her.
Yeah.
But I guess someone out there could go into Undertale completely without knowledge and completely nude and get that full experience, but it's just almost impossible.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I feel like give it another 10 years and I think the cycle will like go back around again where
Sure.
it'll be
Maybe.
a lot of people who like have no idea and rediscover it. But yeah, no, in terms of like the people who are around for it, it's just inescapable knowledge.
And that's fine.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, the story to me works really well. So
Regardless, yeah.
Yeah. It's just fun because it's just like, for me, it's unknowable, the ability to go into a neutral run.
Yeah. And again, I had that experience.
Yeah.
So I get to enjoy the memory of having that experience fully unspoiled, which is really cool.
Yeah. And here the game does another thing that you think that I thought, again, conditioned by the game as it was, is another trick. Because when you go to fight Asgore, you pass through the throne room full of flowers with one of the thrones covered by a cloth because Toriel left. And you pass by the coffin room, which has all these coffins with different colored hearts. And then at the farthest left, the one closest to you, that one's the most recent heart. You check that coffin and it says, Coolvi, Goog,
AJ.
Antunj.
For Antunj, yes.
And it says your name, and it says that the coffin is empty, right? He's waiting to put you in the contraption.
Right.
And you go to fight Asgore, and at the very beginning of the fight, he destroys the mercy option. They say there's going to be no way out of this except to fight your way through it. And I'm like, sure, buddy. Yeah, no way out of this. I'll just keep showing him mercy. Over
Good
and
luck.
over
Good luck.
and over again.
No.
Maybe I'll be able to flee. Oh, you can't flee boss fights except that one?
Except for the one. Yep.
No, this
But he
is
didn't turn me green.
And this is sort of the ingenious move of Undertale is if you are doing any of the three paths, it's going to make you engage with every one of its systems for at least one boss battle.
Yeah.
Even if you don't know it, it will make you play the opposite track of what you are currently doing.
And the thing about Asgore is that this can be I remember this being a hard fight the first time I did it, but that's because I think I tried to do a mercy option for like 3 deaths worth, and then I Googled it.
Right.
And found out you actually have to fight.
Yeah.
He doesn't have that much health. He doesn't have that much defense. It didn't take me more than one try.
The bullet hell stuff is not particularly difficult to dodge.
No.
He's got some real sick attacks, but you have healing items.
Right.
and so
Yeah,
forth.
it has to be a boss battle that you can beat regardless of your level.
Yeah.
Right.
You have to be at level 1, and it just doesn't make sense to make it intensely hard.
No.
Right? This is inspired by Toho Project. It is not Toho Project.
And the music in this is, again, it's amazing. I love Asgore's theme. I love the way that it sort of brings you in and you have the moment of like, oh wow, shit just got real.
And he's hiding his face the whole
Yeah,
time,
he's
which
so-
makes him more intimidating, but it's also because that's not who he is.
He doesn't want to look at you.
This guy is this sort of folksy, cracker barrel-y motherfucker
Yeah.
who likes to be silly.
He's the wizard from Wicked, almost.
Yeah.
He just wants to do puns.
Yeah.
Right? That's all he really wants to do. And I would argue that the fight isn't that difficult because he's pulling his punches a little bit, because his heart isn't in the fight.
Well, and as we learn at the very end of the pacifist run, he could have taken one human soul, walked through the barrier, killed 6 people, and then come back and broken the barrier. The reason he has waited and killed each child as they come, years, maybe centuries apart from each other, is because he doesn't want to do it. He doesn't want to be a killer.
And eventually you fight, you bring him down to 1 HP, and he just talks to you.
I remember the day after my son died. The entire underground was devoid of hope. The future had once again been taken from us by the humans. In a fit of anger, I declared war. I said that I would destroy any human that came here. I would use their souls to become godlike and free us from this terrible prison. Then, I would destroy humanity and let monsters rule the surface in peace. Soon the people's hopes returned. My wife, however, became disgusted with my actions. She left this place, never to be seen again. Truthfully, I do not want power. I do not want to hurt anyone. I just wanted everyone to have hope. I cannot take this any longer. I just want to see my wife. I just want to see my child, please. Young one, this war has gone on long enough. You have the power. Take my soul and leave this cursed place.
And at this point, 2 options pop up. You can fight, or you can mercy. That thing that he knocked out earlier, it's back, and you have the ability to spare him. And you're gonna spare him. Like, let's be real. It is possible to fight him if you really want to.
I guess if you just want to see what he says or whatever happens in the script, but like at this point, yeah, you're not going to be the one doing that.
Right.
No.
Also, because at one point, the fandom would just get mad at anyone who admitted that they killed people online at all.
Yeah.
You don't want to go to Reddit or Tumblr and talk about that.
No. So you mercy him, and then he says this.
After everything I have done to hurt you, you would rather stay down here and suffer than live happily on the surface? Human, I promise you, for as long as you remain here, my wife and I will take care of you as best we can. We can sit in the living room, telling stories, eating butterscotch pie. We could be like a family.
And as he kneels there looking at you, with hope finally in his eyes again, he is then suddenly encircled by pellets. Familiar ones. They move in, and they take him out. And he is immediately turned to dust. And a little flower with a little smile appears.
You idiot! You haven't learned a thing! In this world, it's kill or be killed.
And the game crashes. You're not in the game anymore.
No, if you're playing the original on PC or Mac, it crashes to the desktop.
Yeah, what is this, Five Nights at Freddy's?
on console, what happens on console if you're playing it? Like, it just goes back to the main menu?
It's just black, right?
Yeah, it just cuts to black.
Oh.
For like a long time.
Yeah.
So like you have to then reset the game basically, or it seems that you need to reset the game to continue.
If what I saw was correct, it's 30 seconds?
Yeah, it's a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So at least, I mean, this game is pretty fast to start up on PC. So you just kind of click on it again in Steam and you start up again.
Yep. And on the reload, Flowey deletes your save file?
Yeah. There's no more Undertale to play. You're just in the Flowey zone.
You're in, it says,
You've entered the Flowey zone.
My world is what it says when you're about to reload in. And then the moment you do, Flowey, he fucking obliterates your save. And now you are in a bullet hell with this bizarre, photorealistic monster Flowey who has like these tendrils and way too many mouths and way too many eyes.
He's got a TV up top, which appears to have Toby Fox just screaming back and forth.
Do you know what this reminded me of?
Huh.
The Game Boy camera.
Yeah.
Did you ever play the little shooter game in the Game Boy camera, which would take
where you're the boss,
the little like photo booth for images of yourself, and then you'd be making your stupid little face with your little stickers and whatever, shooting back down at your rocket ship.
That's exactly what this is.
It's also reminiscent of those really weird screens that would show up, like the "What are you running from?" You know what I'm talking about?
No, I don't know this.
This was another thing on the Game Boy camera, was that there were a few different things where you would select a menu option, and then a scary fucking face would pop up.
Oh, yeah, but it wasn't one of your own pictures. It was like something that the devs
It's like one of
put
the
in there.
developers
Yeah.
and the face had been like modified in a weird way.
It's all very to the arc.
Well, I mean, it's Gigas from the end of Earthbound as well.
Yes.
Well, another thing is also Gigas at a different point.
It's almost like the Mother games really inspired Toby Fox.
I remember when I first got to this point, Flowey appeared in all of his photorealistic glory. It was like 2 a.m. because I was like, I'm just going to push through to the end of the game because I'm at the end of the game. I was not at the end of the game.
No.
But I literally, I thought I was hallucinating. I thought I was having a nightmare.
It's so cool.
Nothing else at all looks like this.
No.
And there's stuff that you experience after this. This is the final boss for one type of the game, but nothing at any point is ever going to recall this image ever again.
Yeah, not in Undertale or outside of Undertale for that matter.
No.
It's crazy. He shoots around these projectiles that are like big green blobs with like mouths that keep opening and closing.
He also just has like nuclear bombs that he can shoot at you.
And it's so loud.
It's hard for me to not think of the song Mean Green Mother from Outer Space from the Little Shop of Horrors movie when I play this.
Yeah.
But it's also, this game is actually nicer to you than it appears in this moment. Every time it kills you, the game crashes.
Right.
You have to start it back up again, but it has checkpoints built into it.
And as long as you don't completely blow it, you will generally be advancing each playthrough.
It'll keep looking like it's about to kill you, but then it doesn't because it's also playing with saves. Both you and Flowey are playing with saves here.
Yeah.
Between the boss phases, the hearts, the souls, those different colored hearts from before.
Yeah.
Again, Flowey has taken all of the souls. He's absorbed them into himself. He's trying to kill you.
Yep.
So that he can break the barrier and destroy everything. But the hearts, they will come out and take the projectiles that Flowey has been throwing at you and suddenly turn them green.
Yeah,
and
if you commune with them, basically.
Exactly.
They'll start by attacking you in their own way.
Right.
And this is really interesting because each soul, we don't know who these kids are.
Right.
We get no information about who were these children coming down.
Right.
Except
they actually are coming down, aren't
here, they're attacking you with very specific things.
Right.
Ballet shoes, a book, a frying pan. Every time you got a weapon or armor upgrade in the game, that was like at the spot where another child had been murdered.
I cannot believe I didn't put 2 and 2 together on that until right now.
Yeah, me neither until 2 days ago.
That's so smart.
Yeah, man.
Fuck.
By using the power of friendship, by using the power of your radical empathy, you are able to turn them to your side and therefore defeat them because they are no longer a part of Flowey anymore.
When their objects become green, you can collect those objects and they will heal your soul. And to defeat Flowey, all you have to do is keep dodging attacks, collecting the green stuff when it becomes available, and then just use the mercy option a whole bunch of times.
Yeah, because he doesn't deserve it. And he knows he doesn't deserve it, so he won't accept it from you.
Right.
Yeah.
And he'll do this this thing where he kills you over and over and over again and reloads his own save and kills you a different way. And either way, at this point, you are resolved to show him mercy if you choose to.
Yeah, you can also kill him at the very end, and the game doesn't judge you for doing it if you do decide to kill him at the end.
Because again, on this neutral route, you're allowed to kill certain people, right? And the sheer amount of variety of the epilogues of this game.
Oh my God.
It's unbelievable.
Because there's succession, because Asgore dies at the end no matter what. So then who is going to be next on the throne?
Undyne is usually the next leader. Well, it's Toriel first. Like if you manage to spare Toriel, then Toriel is the next to take the throne.
She's the queen, it makes sense.
And then it's Undyne and Alphys can become leader. Papyrus is the leader, is the most chaotic of all of them.
He would not be very good at governing.
No, everyone got really good at cooking spaghetti though. If you kill, for some reason, if you kill only the main cast, the dog will become the ruler of the kingdom, and Sans says that this is the best ending because nothing happens.
I mean, it's kind of a throwback to Silent Hill, right?
Exactly.
The dog
It's the dog ending.
Yes.
Yeah.
There is also a separate dog ending in Undertale that is incredibly difficult to unlock. You have to dodge the names of every single patron in the true pacifist credits in order to unlock a door in Snowdin to then fight the annoying dog.
Yeah. Learning about whatever that door was is just infuriating to me.
Yes.
This introduces, though, an idea that is going to carry through into the Pacifist run, which is that saving doesn't just mean saving mechanically, saving your game, saving a spot in your game.
Yes.
It is talking about salvation.
Yeah, I mean, this gets very Christian, right?
Yeah.
I mean, by showing Flowey mercy over and over and over, you are heaping hot coals upon his head, right? Look, and he runs away.
Yeah. And then look, here's the thing. We really razzed MatPat for giving this to the Pope, but this is an incredibly Catholic game as well. Because there is mercy, but in order to receive that mercy, you have to repent. There is penance that needs to be done, and there is a system by which that happens. Namely, that you become Jesus Christ. Let's talk about the Pacifist run, where you become my sweet little boy Paddington and change the world around you through kindness.
Right. So at the end, I can only talk about the pacifist neutral ending because that's the only way I've ever played neutral. Flowey talks to you, and
if you don't kill him.
alone.
Yeah.
And he says, like, being nice is not going to get you all the things that you think it is.
Right.
Like, being nice at the end of the day will only ever serve to hurt you. And yes, you've been getting hurt a whole lot by being nice.
Yeah.
And then he says, okay, if you're really committed to this, there is someone that you haven't befriended enough yet. You've gotten to know Papyrus. You've gotten to know Undyne. You haven't gotten to know Alphys all that well. So you should go talk to her. You should go back to her lab. If you played somewhat neutral and anyone died, you start the whole game over, and then as you're like leaving Alphys's lab or something, then this opportunity arises.
Right.
But otherwise, you can just reload your last save and go down there.
And as you go through this, I wanted to talk a little bit about some of the things that will pop out at you if you haven't been playing peacefully up until this point.
Sure.
Because I think when Flowey says, this being nice can only hurt you, there's nothing good that can come of being nice, all you get is pain.
You're also going to hurt a lot of people around you.
Exactly. Yeah. So much of then the pacifist run is about showing the ways that you benefit everybody, on down to the smallest, most insignificant NPC.
So let's talk about some of those NPCs.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Temmie, for example.
I love Temmie.
Oh my God, the cutest creature perhaps in all of video games. Temmie is this adorable little dog creature.
Oh, definitely a cat, because Toby's a dog. Temmie's a cat.
I see. There's a Temmie that's hiding in the wall.
We're not doing a Red 13 situation.
Okay.
Which I was right about, but I don't remember which side I took. He's a dog. I remember.
There is a Temmie village, an entire village full of Temmies that you might not be able to see if you aren't paying close attention.
No, I backtracked so much in this game.
And you didn't find
I did not find the Temmie village.
No! Temmie!
Yeah, the Temmies sort of live in their own little world. They've got a fun little song that plays while you're down there.
They have a grand and significant history. And we know this because of a mural they have on the wall that shows a Temmie riding a dragon. That is their history. And it's that they rode a dragon.
And there's also a Temmie that's hiding in the walls that if you talk to it, feels like you're being watched, and the Temmie just stares at you unblinking. This creature sort of has an Ermagerd energy about it. That was all the rage on Tumblr in 2015.
A little bit elite speak.
But I don't find it annoying for some reason.
Oh no, it's so adorable.
And I think that's
it's self-aware.
It's self-aware, and the character design is very specific. Yes, it is you putting a version of you in the game, because again, Temmie Chang was the lead artist on everything that Toby Fox was not drawing himself, pretty much.
Yeah.
And I will say of them, even in the No Mercy run, they will still sell to you at the store, and it will be exactly the same.
Yeah, they don't care about really what you're doing outside of the Temmie village.
No, they have a grand and glorious history.
Yeah,
they don't
the
need to concern themselves with you.
The Temmies are also the only ones who will buy things from you.
Yeah,
That's
you go
another
to
funny
stores,
thing.
usually you like, oh, I'd like to sell this.
And they're like, what are you talking about?
I'm here to make money, not lose it. And Temmie's, you can get infinite money. You can either do that slowly by buying, because they sell the same product for 3 different prices, and if you buy it at the lowest price and sell it back, you make like 2 coins a piece.
Right.
Oh, goddamn.
Or you can use dog residue, which I don't feel we need to talk about.
No. There are many subreddits dedicated exclusively to dog residue. Go check those out if you want to. And then there's also the annoying dog.
Yes.
Right?
Speaking of.
And he's got a little special room that has, you have to play a tune on a piano in order to access it. And when you try and take this very special armor, it says you can't, there's too many dogs in your inventory. And you're like, what the fuck are you talking about? Yeah. You open the inventory and you click on the dog, and the dog jumps out and takes the armor and glitches through the screen and just runs away. I love this so much.
It's, again, gags, right? Yeah. Like, just stuff that's funny for the sake of being funny, because if you know about this thing, you either have put in a lot of effort to figure it out, or you've looked it up. And either way, it's just like, hey, this is fun. Yeah, because the annoying dog is Toby Fox.
Yeah, 100%. The annoying dog is also in that room that is impossible to access.
The other thing about just like more general NPCs is that if you haven't been spending your time talking to them, now you get the opportunity to do so and see what they want. And everybody wants something different. For example, you've got the Tsundere plane, which is a tsundere airplane.
Yes.
And you have the ability to approach it, but not too close. And when you approach the Tsundere plane, you have the ability, when you get the attack, when you're dodging its attack, to just dodge it a little bit. And then eventually it will be so excited because it's like, oh, he noticed me. And then that's how you spare the Tsundere plane, for instance.
It's beautiful. I love that fight.
I mean, my favorite's not an enemy. It's these two NPCs in Snowdon Town. They're both rabbits.
Mm-hmm.
And the second rabbit, the lady rabbit, is walking a rabbit on a leash. A much
the other
smaller
one is
rabbit-sized rabbit.
The other one is really weirded out by
it. The guy's
it.
like, that's so strange. And she's like, I don't think it's strange. Why is he looking at me? He's strange. And if you backtrack after a certain point and you come back to town, you get different dialogue.
Yeah.
This time backtracking works.
Yep.
And you'll talk to him and he'll say, she hasn't moved at all. She is going so slow. She is still walking that rabbit. And then you talk to her and she's like, I don't know why everyone has to be so weird about me walking my little brother.
No! Oh, God. I have a tie for my two. One is very quick, though. The duck shortcut.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is not so much an NPC as just an interaction where in Waterfall, in order to get from one side to the other, you have to ride a small duck.
It's for backtracking purposes.
Yes, it is for backtracking purposes.
To be clear, you don't ride him. He picks you up.
Flies you over the thing.
It's very Zelda
to this very triumphant music.
So
but
grandiose.
The gap is so small. And it takes him so long to get to the other side.
Fantastic.
I laugh every single time I do it. And then on the opposite end of things, it actually profound and very moving moment for me is Napstablook when you find him in his house.
I thought you were going to say the snail race.
That's
the profound thing.
That's the profound thing is you just got to tap A 7 times and then never again. Or the snail bursts into flames.
Wait, it's possible?
So funny.
It's possible to win the snail race?
Yeah, apparently.
Yeah,
I did it. It's inscrutable.
I just assumed that it was one where it is always designed to have you lose because it seems that when you encourage your snail, it just slows him down.
Okay, so here's the thing.
It gets very shy.
Much like the Tsundere plane. Yeah.
The thing about the snail race is that it's like you have to tap A rapidly.
Right.
You have to really tap it. And the thing is, if you tap it too fast, he gets really shy, and then he gets so shy and so pent up that he explodes.
Right.
Like he literally, a flame pillar strikes the sky.
This does not ruin your pacifist run.
No,
I had to
not.
Google that once I had done the snail race.
Oh, did I have to reset? Yeah.
The first time I played, I was like, did I kill that?
No, he's just
snail?
on fire. He's fine.
Yeah. I think that is a tremendous comedy moment. But no, when you go to visit Napstablook in their house and they share their music collection with you, and they have like a very traditional one that's just like werewolf bar mitzvah, spooky, scary. Like it's kind of got that
like,
Monster Mash theme to it. And he's just like, I don't know, that's kind of like a classic or whatever.
There's also Jingle Bells, but it's a ghost.
Yes, which is delightful. And then the final one is this trance song that you can just listen to and then lie on the ground with Napstablook, and the camera pans up and the entire sky becomes like this kaleidoscopic, beautiful masterpiece of art. And you can stay in it as long as you want. And then once it's over, you come back down and leave. And Napstablook's like, I'll burn you a CD, I guess, if you want to come by sometime or whatever. And I don't know. I think that is like the power of empathy. I think that's sort of a thing that you can, that is the joy of empathy, is connecting with another person over something they love and discovering the joy and beauty of it too.
Yeah. Another NPC I really like is you've got this guy named Aaron. He's like a horse merman.
No, okay. I'm so
Wait,
sorry.
what's
I'm
that
so sorry.
sound?
No.
What's that sound?
No.
That I'm hearing.
No, we can't do this now. This episode is already so long.
For those of you who can't tell us apart, AJ is the one saying that we cannot do Anton's horse corner.
I am pulling an Antaj Shigur right now, and I am putting a nail shot out of a horse murdering machine into this bit.
Okay.
For now.
Oh.
But perhaps in a different route, we might hear a certain horse corner.
Oh, so this is a horse corner that's only available for $10.
Man, that horse corner better be good. If it's better,
It better be good.
If it costs $10, it better be fucking good.
The $10 founding horse corner.
Horse father without a father.
No, oh God, I don't know. I look. Heat Flamesman. I just wanted to point out that I remembered his name.
Yeah.
And what happens when you remember his name?
He says, "I can't believe you remembered."
You don't have to remember his name.
You don't.
If you tell him you remember it, you just say yes, and he's like, "Oh my God!"
And then he's frozen forever.
If you tell him no, he does the exact same thing.
He looks equally shocked. And the best thing about it is that if you go back to him after having remembered his name, he says, "I'll always remember that you remembered." Whereas if you said that you didn't remember his name, he'll say, "I'll never forget that you forgot."
Stupid. And also there's Burger Pants. I love him and I would die for him and I would do anything for him.
So the more you make friends in this game, like when you first start Undertale, you just see the flower, I think, on the opening screen.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. When you get the Undertale titles, and then you get the bum, 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 bum.
And it's very simple. It's just that melody.
And then the more people that you befriend, the more they populate that start screen.
Yeah.
And you get more instruments.
Right.
Link's Awakening. And Link's Awakening, of course, to spoil Link's Awakening, I guess, as much as you can spoil any Zelda game.
It's a dream.
It's a dream, but it tells you it's a dream. You know it's a dream from the beginning of the game, but what you don't realize is that, waking up the Windfish and waking up Link at the end of the game means everyone else disappears.
Right.
They are gone forever.
Right.
Much like the experience of finishing a game and putting it down and moving on with your life. Not to spoil Moon, but this is also very similar to an aspect of one of the endings of Moon, which is that you get up from the TV, you go out, but you get to hold on to those characters that you met along the way. And it lets you know that in the credits. Like, here they are in your city, in the car with you. But also stop playing the game.
And
like, touch grass.
And there's something too about just the way that you see other sides of these characters. The way that, like, for instance, those guardian dogs, you can defeat all of them by petting them.
Yep.
You know, petting them causes them to do different things. One of them
just keeps stretching.
Keeps going up. Its neck keeps getting longer to the point that it goes up to the top of the screen and then comes down and then continues down behind the box. You can pet that dog like 100 times.
Your very first weapon at the very top of game is a stick. And if you're holding on to the stick in your inventory, you can interact with it anytime you're in a battle with any dog, including a monstrous fuck-up dog, and the battle immediately ends because they are going to play with the stick instead.
Yep.
This is true of the spider bake sale that you encounter at the beginning of the game. If you buy a spider donut for 8 gold at the very top.
Yeah, make sure to do it at the top, by the way, because if you make it out to Hotland, it costs $9,999.
Yes. Jesus. What is this, a nonary game? Then you can introduce it to Muffet and again bypass the entire battle.
Right.
Don't actually do it because that is a fun fight.
It is a
and
very
the music
fun
is
fight.
so good.
Yeah.
I will also say that if you pet the dog for a long period of time and it get the long neck, the snowman that dog will later try to build is also just has this enormous neck. It's like coming out of every single part. Like, again, Toby Fox is really good at anticipating everything that you're going to do in the game and yes-ands every one of his bits perfectly.
And the long-necked dog just came from yes-anding a bit.
Right.
Like Temmie had drawn a dog in armor, and he thought the neck looked a little long. And so he'd keep sending it back to her as a joke every day, be like, hey, I need you to look at this asset. And it would be that same dog, but he had put it in like MS Paint and made the neck a little bit longer.
That sounds like
time.
something we would do.
Yeah.
Hey, can you just check this for a second?
That's way more committed than any of us are.
If we could draw.
Like, we'll commit to something for a couple days and work really hard on it, and then we're gonna leave it alone.
I also love the little encounter with the guards in Hotland where you can get them to express their feelings for each other. Like one of them, you get him to take the shirt of his armor, whatever. You get him to take it off, and then the other guard sees him and is like lusting after him. And this is just a few of the many interactions like this that you can have, and they stick with you.
And again, because this game was built in these very queer fandom spaces, it's a game that has a lot of uncommented upon queer sexuality and gender identity. It has a main character where they explicitly use singular they, them pronouns just to keep the character gender neutral. And also have the character of Mettaton, who has like a body, who also has like a true body where he feels like himself in it.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's a pretty unique point. I don't think you have that in Cave Story or Moon or
definitely
Link's
not.
Awakening.
And also like in 2015, before it was, and maybe this is a crass way of putting it, but I do think it's true, before it was on trend to do that kind of thing, like there was just sort of that period, and it was sort of after Obama, actually. It was between 2016 to 2020 or so, where it was like, well, we need to show that we are on the vanguard and we are willing to fight back against fascism. And so you put in a very tokenistic queer character. Whereas Toby Fox is doing it just because he thinks it's fun and funny.
And because it expresses, I think, the community that he's in.
Yeah. It is a reflection of the people that he's hanging out with on the internet.
Yeah.
So the bosses then, sparing the bosses, we should talk about. Because Toriel is first.
Yep.
You have the ability to run out the clock with her, and eventually she will just be like, oh, you're not going to fight me. Okay, I guess this is how it is. You know, if I recall correctly, you don't even actually have to spare her, right? It just runs the clock out.
That's a good point.
I always spare her.
You do enter the spare command?
Yeah, I usually do. I mean, I think you could probably run out the clock. Yeah.
Okay. I mean, either way, she just lets you go. She's like, well, I can see that me trying to stand in your way is simply not going to work.
And that she is able to show trust in you.
Yeah.
Which is what makes you different from all of the other kids.
Right.
And Papyrus does a final move. You can try to talk to him, and you start to... like all the commands are from like dating games, like the flirt commands and things like that. And he's like, you want to eat spaghetti sometime?
Right.
And then when he does his big final move, he's made out of bones. So then a dog gets his bone.
Yeah.
And runs away. He's like, well, I guess that's it. And you are able, of course, to date Papyrus immediately after that.
And this is like kissing Peter Pan. This is not this is, you give him a thimble. You know, it's like you see his house, you see his race car bed, you make spaghetti.
Yeah.
He talks about the things he has in his house and how much he likes them.
And he very explicitly turns you down.
Yeah.
He's like, this is not a thing I want. And apparently, this used to be a lot harsher of a rejection because there was a QA tester who loved Papyrus who played this part of the game and was crying. So Toby had to tone it down a bit. Was actively crying.
Okay.
I kind of wish we had a mean Papyrus moment, but
hey, can I interest you in an alternate universe, Papyrus?
No,
because there's at least 8 of them.
It can't.
And
it won't happen.
So mean.
I don't care. They won't stay in my head.
That's fair.
But you do get to also have like another battle with him that is the dating sim, and there are all these meters that pop up out of nowhere, one of which is crime.
The music here becomes very Phoenix Wright coded.
Yes, another huge inspiration for Toby Fox, and another one of the reasons why I really fuck with this game, because I love the Phoenix Wright
because
series.
Papyrus thinks that dating is about winning.
Right.
It's another battle because, again, he's Peter Pan. He doesn't know what the hell's going on.
Right.
And so you have to defeat him. You have to vanquish him at dating.
Well, his obsession with being competitive is something that he shares with Undyne.
Yes.
And Undyne also has a whole other path that you can take where you go and hang out with her after you have spared her. Because again, if you just run away from her rather than defeating her, she goes back home. And you go to Papyrus and you're hey, let's all hang out together. And Undyne is not about it. She does not want to hang out with you until she realizes that befriending you is going to be the best revenge.
Yes.
Yeah. And
she's anti-human, but yes, she can defeat you at being a friend. Yeah.
Right. And actually, Papyrus knows this and kind of sets it up that way. Like, it's a little bit of like canniness from a character who is usually very uncanny.
He has a trick up his sleeve for the first time in his life. But the way he executes it is he takes you to her house.
Yep.
And he's like, okay, let's all three of us hang out. And he jumps out a fucking window.
And breaks the window,
and the animation, this like mode 7 animation of him being rolled up in a ball and then spinning through the window.
And we get to see eventually a different side of Undyne from what we've seen before. You have the opportunity to have her prepare something for you, and she prepares tea for you. And then, well, she talks to you.
Okay, it's all done. Here we are. Careful, it's hot. It's not that hot. Just drink it already. It's pretty good, right? Nothing but the best from my absolutely precious friend. Hey, you know, it's kind of strange you chose that tea. Golden flower tea. That's Asgore's favorite kind. Actually, now that I think about it, you kind of remind me of him. You're both total weenies. Sort of. You know, I was a pretty hot-headed kid. Once, to prove I was the strongest, I tried to fight Asgore. Emphasis on tried. I couldn't land a single blow on him, and worse, the whole time he refused to fight back. I was so humiliated. Afterwards, he apologized and said something goofy. "Excuse me, do you want to know how to beat me?" I said yes. And from then on, he trained me. One day during practice, I finally knocked him down. I felt bad. But he was beaming. I had never seen someone more proud to get their butt kicked. Anyway, long story short, he kept training me. And now I'm the head of the Royal Guard. So I'm the one who gets to train dorks to fight. Like, Papyrus. But, to be honest, I don't know if I can ever let Papyrus into the Royal Guard. Don't tell him I said that. He's just, well, I mean, it's not that he's weak. He's actually pretty freaking tough. It's just that he's too innocent and nice. I mean, look, he was supposed to capture you, and he ended up being friends with you instead. I could never send him into battle. He'd get ripped into little smiling shreds. That's part of why I started teaching him how to cook, you know? So, maybe he can do something else with his life. Oh, sorry, I was talking for so long. You're out of tea, aren't you? I'll get you some more.
And now you understand that Undyne has a part of her where she just wants to help people in a way that you would not be expecting.
Toby Fox tried to add a whole bunch of quirks to Undyne because he couldn't quite crack how to write her or like figure her out. And what I think he landed on as the smartest thing was he kind of got out of the way of the character, which is that the character was determined and was incredibly competitive. And so that was going to be what drove every single aspect of her personality. Right. And it just made her into a cleaner character at the end of the day.
And alongside with her desire to improve the station of others, mostly competitively, we learn that she's got a bit of a thing for Alphys.
Anyway, you burn her house down.
Well, yes.
Yeah, you immediately burn her house down. And then you go on a date with Alphys.
What Undyne does is she gives you a letter, and you are to go take that letter to Alphys at the lab.
Yes, this is the thing you do that starts the true pacifist run, where if you've done a pacifist neutral run, is actually pretty short.
Yeah.
Because you've already beaten most of the game, you're just doing this. But if you did an actual neutral run, like Josh did, you're going back to the very, very beginning of the game, doing everything right this time.
Yep.
And then getting to this moment before fighting Asgore the second time, which is really interesting.
Yeah, so much of the experience of doing it that way is about having these old experiences recolored with these new experiences and being like, wow, I can't believe what I was missing out on.
Yeah, and as we talked about, there is a no mercy run. There is a genocide run of the game. You can kill every enemy that you have come across and still get a neutral ending. Because to get the true bad guy ending, you have to kill a lot of enemies very early on. And if you miss that opportunity, you've locked yourself out of that.
Right.
So you can still mostly depopulate the underground.
If you wanted to, yeah.
And that would be a very fruitful second playthrough for the pacifist run because you're rectifying every single mistake.
And that was kind of what that run was like for me.
Sure.
It's
got to be satisfying.
It's a great experience.
That's essentially the experience of playing Moon.
Yeah.
Play Moon. Moon is really good. Just also look up the manual online.
Yes.
You need to look up the manual.
Very fair. I don't think Moon has is the dating mechanic in quite the same way.
No, not like this. No, there's no crime.
There is no crime meter. But Alphys doesn't have a crime meter. Alphys just puts on a very pretty little dress and you go to the dump.
Yeah, and Alphys is, well, she's insecure, right? And she can't believe that Undyne might have an interest in her. The way that she frames this up is, well, I'm going to go on a date with you as practice.
Yes.
But then Undyne shows up because she's like, wait, fuck, I wanted to tell, I wasn't sure if the letter that I wrote would actually get to Alphys, so I just wanted to tell her myself.
She also didn't write her name at the end of the letter.
Right.
She
So
didn't
Alphys
sign
thinks
so
it was you.
Oh, yeah. That's a very important point.
Yeah.
So Alphys is mostly being nice to you because she thought you wanted to go on a date with
And she
her.
didn't want to
She's
make
like,
it awkward or whatever.
And I love this.
Yeah.
I just love everything about the writing of this scene, the way
And it's
that...
at the dump.
Yeah.
Like, the fact that it's in this spot that just had this one psychotic encounter with a dummy.
Yeah.
That was one of the more interesting fights because you get him to hit himself with his own attacks.
Right.
But like, that's all it's there for.
Yeah.
This would be like the spider coming back or something.
And it turns out they're gonna try it. They're gonna go for it, these two crazy kids.
Yeah.
And as a thank you for that, Alphys is like, hey, so there's a secret lab under my lab that you should probably go check out.
Yeah, earlier when I got nervous and I ran into the bathroom, that's not a bathroom.
Right.
That's an elevator.
And it's actually, the way that it's presented, I think, is a fair bit more grounded than that. It really is like, Alphys is feeling very happy about the fact that she has had the chance to connect with Undyne and that these feelings seem to be reciprocated. Undyne, by the way, is very concerned that anime may not be real.
Anime is actually real.
But it's real.
That is real.
You
It's real.
tell her that. You can choose not to tell her that, which is probably the better thing to do morally.
No.
But I told her it was
Anime's real.
Anime's real.
Alphys actually kind of goes off the radar for a bit because she is feeling this extreme guilt and weight about what it is that she's done. To the point that she feels that she will not be able to even connect with you or Undyne at any point anymore until both of you know what it was that she did. She is harboring a very dark secret.
Yeah, so you enter the true lab. And you find out through a series of logs on the wall exactly what Alphys did as the lead royal scientist.
I know a million games have done this, but specifically this reminds me so much of Cinnabar Island.
Yeah.
And finding the Mewtwo mansion and
Yes.
reading the journal notes. And that's not just because I wrote a scene in a play that I never finished.
Yeah,
that
you adapted
involves
Peer
that.
Gynt into Pokemon?
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Yes, it's actually a really good play and everyone should read it.
Well, no one can because it's not finished and it won't be. So this is interesting because I think at that moment I'm like, what could she be hiding? It's a side story.
Right.
But it's actually the main story is down here.
It turns out that Alphys, early on in the course of trying to figure out a way to break the barrier, was extracting determination from the souls of dead humans, the children who had been,
in the
brought
little
down.
multicolored coffins, except for the one that's still waiting for you, the one that says Cool V.
And
on
then
it.
took that determination and injected it into the bodies of dying monsters right before they turned into dust.
They have this interesting way of talking about death where it's like a little bit taboo. So they say that someone has fallen, they fell, meaning that they're like on the verge of death. So they get brought over here with 1 HP and they're being injected with all this human soul, determination, energy.
Right.
And for a while they don't come back. And then they do come back and then they're fine.
Until they're not.
And then they're suddenly not.
Yeah, and Alphys calls all the families, your family members are alive, you can come see them, and then they turn into amalgamations, which are nightmarish creatures.
Yeah, the first ones that you run into literally come out of the faucet of the sink. And they look exactly like Gigas.
Exactly. The first set.
The very
does,
first
yeah.
one. The other ones are going to be amalgamations of NPCs that you have encountered before, and they're these kind of hybrid enemy fights.
The way that you save them is by talking to them and reminding them of all of the different component things that their component creatures are interested in.
So because you've reached this point, being a pacifist, you know how to pacify each and every part of what makes these amalgamations. So it's just a matter of doing them in that specific order.
I was looking up, I wasn't doing it so rigorously, so I'm sorry if this is misinformation, but I was looking up, are there people who were doing a pacifist run who then decided to kill the amalgamations? Apparently they heal themselves.
Right.
So you can't really
You can't kill them.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So you do this section, you run into these weird monsters. One of them is so far gone, its attacks don't even reach your box.
Yeah.
One of them is not an enemy. It tucks you in if you lie in one of the beds for a long time. Did you see this, Josh?
I didn't see this.
Yeah.
Oh, I love this.
I was like,
so much.
It lets you lie on a bed and
something's gonna happen.
You can just stay there and
if you
I
just
know
sit
how this
in the
game
bed for a
works.
while,
Yeah.
sure.
And so what happens is the ghost appears. He's just a long noodle man.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden his hand comes down. You're like, oh, fuck, we're going to fight.
Yeah.
And then he just very quickly pulls the sheet over you and disappears.
The way that this game keeps subverting expectations to me is phenomenal.
Yeah.
And the other big thing that this does is it gives you the sense of, even these strange amalgamations, they are not too far gone.
No, they can also be saved.
You also find in one room there's a bunch of fog everywhere, and you can get some fans to blow it away, and then you can open up that room. You can also walk through that room before that point, and you'll run into... Oh, did that just get bleeped into the audio equivalent of wingdings? I don't know, Josh. Just please bleep that part.
Probably.
You run into something in the fog that's not there when it blows away.
Weird. And the thing that this explains as well is why Alphys is the way that she is.
Yeah.
Sure.
It's not just that she's kind of tsundere, although she is. It's also that her entire constitution is weighted by this thing that she has done that she believes to be essentially unforgivable.
Yeah, it's not that she has millennial phone anxiety. It's that she stopped answering the phone because people were like, where are my nearly dead loved ones that you said you'd bring back to life?
Yeah, and it's your fault they're gone.
Yeah.
She takes a lot of that blame on herself, and it is implied in several of the neutral endings that if you kill Undyne in any of those tracks, that Alphys has gone to the True Lab and killed herself. You also find Asgore's home videos in the back.
Yeah. I remember when we were watching someone's home videos in another RPG, Final Fantasy VII. They really did everything, didn't they?
Yeah, they sure did.
These videos are very interesting. The first one is, of course, just Asgore and Toriel when she's pregnant before they have a child and they're just talking to each other. They're can't see anything. And there's always an excuse for why you can't see something, even though you totally expect it because you're playing a text-based video game. But it's I'm not going to see elaborate animations here, but it's it's the middle of the night. I accidentally left the lens cap on.
Yeah.
I left the lens cap on purpose this time.
That was good.
That's really funny.
So that first video is just like a harmless little thing and you know what's coming. So you go to the next video and it's Asriel talking to AJ or Goog or Cool V.
And Taj.
But like,
how could that be though?
Yeah, you haven't met him. You've been playing this whole game. You know, you landed, you talked to the flower, and then Toriel. You weren't part of this.
But yes, Asriel, the goat boy, is talking to you.
And you don't seem like a great kid.
No, he talks about how you have a creepy face.
Which I don't know. I looked at the sprite of my character. I didn't think it was particularly creepy.
Or capable of making other faces.
True. Not just not really expressive in
child.
general. Yeah.
You seem to be a little bit mean. You find joy, Cool V, Cool Voltaire, just like the real Cool Voltaire.
Yeah.
Finds joy in the suffering of others. There's a point.
That's definitely something that Cool Voltaire feels and experiences at all times.
Yes.
You and Asriel try to make a butterscotch pie. And you don't know what goes into it, so you make it with buttercups. And Asgore eats a slice and gets very sick. And you start to find out that, wait a second, the next video is Goog saying, why don't I eat some buttercups and get sick? Remember, the human child died. We heard that whole story. It was so tragic. But maybe this child died on purpose as part of a big grand plan to get through the barrier, get back to the side of the humans in the body and soul of Asriel. Why would they do that?
That is an amazing question.
Yeah.
But they can't quite do it because they need 6.
They need 6. But why would they need 6? They already got through the barrier.
Wait, I thought they needed 7. 6
7 or 7. 6 or 7.
Well, they would be the 7th to be the buzzkill on that joke.
Thanks.
All right. Well, we're putting another feather on that scale.
So why would they go to the real world and have to get more souls? They already did it. They're free. They're back home.
Once you've made your way through the True Lab, which I just think is such a cool, it's the most Chrono Trigger feeling of the whole game for sure.
Yeah, it feels like the lab in the future. And
you get Alphys. You come across her after you've been fighting a bunch of these amalgamations and some more pop up. It's like, oh no, I'm surrounded. Alphys comes in and she apologizes for everything that she's done.
I suppose I owe you an explanation. As you probably know, Asgore asked me to study the nature of souls. During my research, I isolated a power I called determination. I injected it into dying monsters, so their souls would last after death. But the experiment failed. You see, unlike humans, monsters' bodies don't have enough physical matter to take those concentrations of determination. Their bodies started to melt and lost what physicality they had. Pretty soon, all of the test subjects had melted together into those. Seeing them like this, I knew. I couldn't tell their families about it. I couldn't tell anyone about it, no matter how much everyone was asking me. And I was too afraid to do any more work, knowing everything I'd done so far had been such a horrific failure. But now I've changed my mind about all this. I'm going to tell everyone what I've done. It's going to be hard, being honest, believing in myself. I'm sure there will be times when I struggle. I'm sure there will be times where I screw up again. But knowing deep down that I have friends to fall back on, I know it'll be a lot easier to stand on my own. Thank you. Come on, guys. It's time for everyone to go home.
And by taking those amalgamations with her, she has now decided to remedy this situation. She is going to try to make it right. And the reason she's doing that is because you gave her the courage and determination to make it happen. And it recontextualizes everything that has come before in this game. That is one thing that I think that video games can do unlike any other medium. So far, you've been playing this thing with these mechanics, and then it layers brand new information on top of that, both ludically with gameplay and story-wise. And the combination of all of those things is like, wait, fuck, how many more levels are there to this thing?
Yeah. And it's like something bad happened here, but then it gets diffused right at the very end where she's like, oh, they're just hungry. I forgot to feed them today. There's a random event, and it depends on this weird little factor called fun that you don't get to see in game.
No.
But it is randomly generated every time you start a new game. And this happened to me on my first playthrough. When you have your cell phone, early on, you'll get a call from Alphys way before you ever meet her where she's ordering a pizza. And it's probably that she's ordering the pizza for the amalgamations that are in the basement.
This takes you then into the final battle. It actually takes you right there.
This is it. Because remember, your save was right at the Asgore fight.
And now you're back up there again. And you start the battle with Asgore just as before. This time around, Toriel stops it.
Yeah, you don't even really have a fight at all. It's just like it gets into the screen and then it's like, we're not doing that.
And all of your friends show up. All of the NPCs pop in and it makes you feel good and happy.
Kingdom Hearts moment. And I mean that in a good way. There's a reason why Kingdom Hearts sticks to its fans, like me, who hate it.
But of course, it's not done. Flowey shows up. He restrains everyone, absorbs their souls, and it turns out that he is actually a corrupted form of Azrael Dreamer, the child of Toriel and Asgore.
And we learned that in the lab.
Right.
We learned that
all of this resulted from Alphys's experiments. That's how we got Flowey.
She is responsible for this.
Yes. And he also makes the argument, this is what happens when you're nice to people. I get to use them against you.
Right.
Monsters like me get to use your love against you.
And we get the card showing us that this is Azrael Dreamer. The song Hopes and Dreams starts playing.
I love this
and I start
song.
crying every time. I don't know what it is about this song, the way that it's visually presented and everything else. Every time, tears.
And Toby Fox has every right to make this a difficult fight. And it's really more the feeling of difficulty that's here than actual difficulty.
Because every time that it seems like you're about to die, you get a message, but it refused, and your heart fixes itself.
And
you
right
continue with the battle right where you left off.
Once the music kicks off here, it took me a while to realize what I was hearing, but it's every main character's theme throughout, all mixed together into one mega mix. And that's, I think, what hits me emotionally is that it's not just you.
Right.
It's your whole community that's behind you.
You are fighting for everyone's hopes and dreams. That is the text of the game. And when you go to the act menu, you have two options, hope and dream.
And they both offer you benefits. Mainly hope brings up your defense and dream puts items in your inventory that heal you.
Yeah. And I think there's something too about this being the final boss of a pacifist run. That makes me very emotional, which is, what do you do with someone who does not believe they deserve to be forgiven?
Yes.
Yeah.
And all you can do is keep forgiving them.
That's right.
Yeah.
And
oh my God, this game is so fucking Catholic, my guys.
And it extends also to everybody else. Because again, remember, Azrael, Flowey, has absorbed the souls not just of the other humans, but also of your friends, the other monsters. Because of this, they are no longer able to see you. Instead,
their faces are obscured.
And they're all trapped in their own insecurities, their own fears, the things that block you from connecting with them. Azrael just keeps killing you over and over again, but every time it refuses. At one point, he destroys your save, just like Flowey did earlier. Now Azrael does it this time. And we get the text that says, "Seems saving the game really is impossible. But maybe with what little power you have, you can save something else. That makes me cry.
Yeah.
And then your friends who you see who are all sort of trapped in their own mind jail, you save them by going to the act menu and reminding them of moments that you've shared. So, Undyne, your options are fake hit, smile, recipe, clash. Alphys, the options are encourage, nerd out, call, quiz. Papyrus, you can joke, recipe, puzzle, insult. Sans, take break, joke, judgment, crossword.
Yep.
Toriel, talk, hug, mercy, preference. That also saves Asgore. Does this hit you guys as hard as it hits me? Because
Of course
I
it
don't
does.
know why this. I do know why.
I mean, for me, it's like, Josh, have you not seen Paddington?
No.
Have you not seen Paddington 2?
No.
Okay.
It's more Paddington 2 than Paddington 1.
Yeah, Paddington 2, I think, is one of the greatest movies ever made. But there's something, like, this is the sentiment of it.
Sure.
This is, Paddington himself as a character does not change. He is forever kind and optimistic. He stands up for himself where he needs to be, but he just exudes, like, this kindness, this, like, willingness to forgive people for their faults.
Right.
And because of that action, everyone around him is able to overcome their own shortcomings and change. It is a community movie in a way that I didn't think was possible to be made, where everyone is the protagonist, like, at the same time. Even the antagonist becomes the protagonist.
It's a little bit, I don't think it does it as well, even though it's fun. Twin Peaks The Return.
Yeah,
Right?
a little bit, yeah.
When Coop comes back in his kind of like lobotomized by space form.
Yes.
And just makes Jim Belushi's life better, you know?
Yeah, just by being this otherworldly good.
Yeah.
And the thing that gets me, it's because I'm fucking Catholic, but this idea of forgiveness, I think, is the ultimate human superpower. I think that it is something we are uniquely able to do that seems impossible, because to me, there's no scientific need for it.
I think it's because it helps us survive.
Sure.
I think that is actually a biological imperative and,
Well, there you go.
and quite possibly an evolutionary reason for it. There is something about the act of seeing somebody and reminding them of what they are to you and what they mean to you that keeps us all alive.
But Asriel says that he doesn't want you to win because he
Right.
doesn't want this story to end.
Right.
Because then it's finally over for him and for you.
And so you then make the choice to save Asriel himself. And when you do, he shrinks down and becomes sort of the child version that is also depicted elsewhere.
Yeah.
Oh, he's so cute.
Exactly who he was when he died.
Just the little goat boy, right when he died. What is your name? Frisk? That's a nice name. Frisk. I haven't felt like this for a long time. As a flower, I was soulless. I lacked the power to love other people. However, with everyone's souls inside me, I not only have my own compassion back, but I can feel every other monster's as well. They all care about each other so much. And they care about you too, Frisk. I wish I could tell you how everyone feels about you. Papyrus, Sans, Undyne, Alphys, Toriel. Monsters are weird. Even though they barely know you, it feels like they all really love you. Frisk, I understand if you can't forgive me. I understand if you hate me. I acted so strange and horrible. I hurt you. I hurt so many people, friends, family, bystanders. There's no excuse for what I've done.
And you're given an option. Either forgive or don't forgive.
And you're gonna forgive, because
You're in the pacifist run at this point.
What? Frisk, come on. You're gonna make me cry again. Besides, even if you do forgive me, I can't keep these souls inside of me. The least I can do is return them. But first, there's something I have to do. Right now, I can feel everyone's hearts beating as one. They're all burning with the same desire, with everyone's power, with everyone's determination. It's time for monsters to finally go free.
He destroys the barrier.
I have to go now. Without the power of everyone's souls, I can't keep maintaining this form. In a little while, I'll turn back into a flower. I'll stop being myself. I'll stop being able to feel love again. So, Frisk, it's best if you just forget about me, okay? Just go be with the people who love you.
And you're once again given an option. Comfort him or do not comfort him. And when you choose comfort him, because that's what you're going to do, they hug.
I don't want to let go. You're going to do a great job, okay? No matter what you do. Everyone will be there for you, okay? Well, my time's running out. Goodbye. By the way, Frisk, take care of Mom and Dad for me, okay?
And you wake up. Everyone else wakes up. They're back where they are. They have no idea what just happened.
Mm-hmm.
The barrier's gone. We're at our super happy ending. All of your friends are right here in this one room, Game Master Anthony style.
Mm-hmm. You're able to talk to each one of them in turn. Yep. It is implied that Sans and Toriel are having an illicit affair.
And they say, well, you can just go right over into the barrier and it's all over. Or you can do my favorite thing.
Backtrack.
And backtrack through these very large, long rooms.
Yeah, but here it becomes
even
worth
the ruins.
It because everybody has something
Everybody
to tell
is ready
you
to
about.
go. People have already been leaving.
That's right.
The burger guy is still stuck behind the counter. All the other shops are empty, but except for the Temmie
for
shop.
burger pants.
Grillby's is spinning down operations.
Yeah.
The library is closing down.
Yep. They're like, take whatever you want. And you're just talking to everyone who all exists with this new status of our life underground is over. We're going to enter the world that we used to occupy however many years ago. You go through the whole world. The ruins are open again for the first time. And when you walk through, I mean, as you're talking to them, they're the old tutorial frogs that are still in there.
Yep.
There's hope and trepidation everywhere that you go because everyone is losing everything that they currently have, but they're hopefully gaining so much more.
They're hoping and they're dreaming.
Yeah, one might even say.
And you go to the mirror in Toriel's house in the ruins, and it says, "Still just you, Frisk." So we should talk about that Frisk thing for a second.
Yeah. We've been hearing that in the dialogue
What do you mean, Frisk?
earlier?
That's not a name I entered at any point unless I wanted to play hard mode.
Which I did.
And then you have to change your name immediately at the end of the ruins because you can't keep it.
Yep.
So this whole time, the kid that you've been controlling has been Frisk, but the heart has been, well, it's a little ambiguous.
Yeah.
Some combination of Frisk and you.
Whoever
Cool
you
V,
is.
Goog,
Yeah.
AJ.
You, in this case, being, of course, the child who...
The first one.
The first one. The child who grew up alongside Azrael up until he died.
The Zach.
Yes. Yeah, exactly.
If you watch the opening cutscene before the start menu, that's not depicting Frisk.
Right.
That is depicting the first child.
Yeah.
Right. It is a different number of stripes on the shirt. If you're paying attention, it's very, very clever. And now at this mirror, when it says you, it is not referring to Cool V, Goog, AJ. If you data mine it, it just says Kara. That's the name that they usually go, or Chara.
Yes.
Chara, yeah.
C-H-A-R-A. Yeah.
Short for character. And now it says you, Frisk, and you don't have a battle anywhere in this epilogue. So generally, I think it's like overworld, it's Frisk. Battle, it's you, Kara.
Sure.
Goog.
Those hearts have been merged. The determination has merged their hearts together, I guess.
And the way that
Their
this
souls.
implies it is that the soul of the first child has really been overpowered by the soul of Frisk.
Yes,
And we'll get into more of the implications
on that
in Lad's Cast.
Yeah.
Then, once you make it to the very first screen where you fell down through that hole, where both of you did, Frisk and Goog. I was really going to lean on Cool V for so much of this,
Goog
but
is better.
Goog is so funny.
Really is lovely.
Goog Gizney. There's Azrael. For the very last time, he can't leave that room. He won't leave that room. This is going to be over for him. He's going to scatter to the winds, I guess. And he asks you a couple of things. First, why did you climb the mountain? Why did Frisk climb the mountain?
Mm-hmm.
And there's no answer because Frisk doesn't talk.
Yeah.
But, was Frisk brought up there by Goog? Was it a possession of some kind before getting there, or like a voice calling out?
Sure.
Was Frisk going there hoping to die?
Hmm.
Because that seems like it's maybe an implication of this mountain in particular, because it's a place that's known to be doomed.
Sure.
Whatever happened to those other kids? We don't know. Other than, ballet shoes.
And a frying pan.
And a torn up book. And he says that AJ did it.
And Tosh, thank you very much.
Because Cool V hated humanity. And Asriel's niceness, his unfettered kindness to his sibling, meant that he was complicit to the evil planning of Cool V.
Mm-hmm.
I think, though, that the game, in terms of its perspective on all of this, doesn't see Asriel's niceness as weakness. I think that maybe it sees him as being careless in terms of the choice that he made.
Yes, but the impulse is not, it's not judging the impulse of it. I think Asriel, the character, is judging his own impulse, certainly.
Although I would say, like you said before, the game is telling you that there are times where you do have to fight.
Yeah.
And this was a time where Asriel had to fight and didn't.
And he didn't. Yeah.
Because he believed enough, or allowed himself to believe enough of what this evil child was telling him. I mean, really, what we do
Damien,
get in a world where everybody else can be redeemed, and even as you're walking through the world, you see the amalgam characters reuniting with their families and everything. Like, everything can be fixed, but not quite.
Right. Because there are still some forces out there, some people out there who are fundamentally malevolent, who desire to create a world that only benefits themselves at the expense of everyone else. The game doesn't shy away from that.
No.
And Asriel tells you that the human world that you are returning to, as you should know, being a human, it's not as nice as this world, as this little video game full of monsters and trolls and whatever. And if you keep talking to him for a bit longer, remember his whole thing was that he just didn't want the game to end. And now he says, don't you have anything better to do?
Yeah. Which is what Flowey will say to you, too, if you do 10 neutral runs in a row. It's also what you get when you platinum the game, which I would know because I did.
God damn
Wait,
it.
there's trophies?
There are, but they're all very silly.
Not in the Steam
Not on
version.
Steam. That's so
No,
weird.
they added them. They added them. It was a dictum of PlayStation.
Oh,
so
okay.
Literally, you get like half of them in the ruins, and then the other half of them you get by putting money into the Temmie donation fund.
Oh, you got to send Temmie to college.
Yeah. And you have to do it one at a time. And to get every trophy, you have to donate 350 coins. So I donated 350 coins by pressing the X button 350 times, and I got the PlayStation trophy.
Wow.
That is a choice that you made.
Yeah, so Asriel is saying, don't you have anything better to do? It's time to end the game.
Right.
Like in Moon, it's to press continue is to get the bad ending.
Yeah.
And to quit is to go out into the world with your memories. You have to wake up, Link.
And there's
even if it means Marin and Terran disappear.
Yeah.
You have to wake up.
And there's an epilogue right after this. You can stay with Toriel at her house or go out into the world. If you stay with her, you get a nice little cutscene where you're hanging out in the bed.
And she brings you pie.
Yep.
And
if you choose to be independent, then you get this nice little group photo.
Yeah, it's cute.
Yeah.
With you and all of the friends that you made.
And I hope nothing makes that group photo fucked up later.
And
it won't if you're not an asshole.
Yeah, don't be an
That's
asshole,
true.
AJ.
I'm sorry.
We get these fun little credits too with the song, which I love the title of Bring It In, Guys.
And just like in Moon, we see these characters out, well, not in the real world, but in the human world. They're driving cars and hanging out on beaches.
And smooching.
And then all the Kickstarter backers start attacking you and you have to dodge them. Or not. You can choose not to.
And Flowey shows up then if you relaunch the game to let you know that, you can reset the game if you want. You can start a new story, but doing so is going to reset everyone's story.
It goes back underground.
And why would you do that? Because they're all so happy right now.
Yeah, I wouldn't ruin it.
So big picture question that I have here.
Yeah.
We've talked a lot about what Undertale has to say about friendship, your relationship to yourself, what it means to be kind, like truly kind in a world that can sometimes be unforgiving. This is decidedly a millennial game in terms of its approach and
it's a game for it is fundamentally a game for kids, even though it works great for adults.
Yeah, it's a game it's
focused on kids.
I would say so. I think that like you're probably the most likely to get the most out of this if you play it as like a young adolescent, honestly.
Yeah. And I would also say like it's a game for kids from the internet, from where Toby Fox came from, because there is a certain level of terror and horror in this game that you can access that I think is safe for kids to experience. It won't like damage them, or they've just become so inured because of stuff like Five Nights at Freddy's.
Kids
for
are just
example.
really into horror these
They just
days.
really like horror, right?
Yeah.
And so
probably because their lives are one never-ending horror with what's going on in the world right now.
And
like,
look,
that was something Tim Sutton discovered was like the main audience for like Marble Hornets was like 7-year-olds.
It's like actual children.
It's like all these people who are adults now who are like, oh, I loved this when I was in 3rd grade.
Well, exactly. And it's not like this started with Five Nights at Freddy's or any of that stuff.
No, but
right?
Five Nights at Freddy's definitely feels like it accelerated it.
Oh, it absolutely did.
It was like,
but like,
oh, wow, it's really just kids buying this shit.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, we had the clown and the brave little toaster, but we like there was stuff like from our childhoods that certainly was scary.
Sure,
but it
I
was
had
not
Castles
on
and
this.
Cauldrons.
That's true.
Fair enough. Not sure, man.
And Frank Peretti books.
Yeah.
Yes. I think it's a game that is ultimately concerned with not whether you are a good person or a bad person. It is a game that is concerned with you are the amalgamation of all the choices that you make, which is what makes its message hit me harder than something that declares humans are inherently good or humans are inherently bad.
I mean, in a way, it hit me harder now than it did when I first played it.
Yes.
Part of me, honestly, going back to this, doing Undertale for our 250th episode, was to be like, okay, has this thing really held up or not?
Yeah.
And it turns out that the answer is yes, at least in my estimation.
It's changed, certainly. It hits harder now because kindness is harder to give now.
Yes,
right?
And it's harder to see. We live in such cruel times. Not that cruelty wasn't there in the Obama administration. It absolutely fucking was. Just ask anybody who got drone striked to death by Barack Obama. Oh, wait, they can't. They're dead. You know? Like, it was always there. But the cruelty has just become so much more naked and visible and soul-deadeningly infuriating. And here we have a game that gives us hope, you know? I've got a few more thoughts about that hope and just about, again, the way that this game hit me this time around in a moment. But before we get there, let's plug the Patreon one more time, shall we? Yeah. Thank you so much, everybody, for listening to our 250th episode. Thank you to everybody who has been with us for a long time. There's quite a few of you at this point who have been with us for actual years.
Yeah.
And I don't know, it feels humbling. I'm so thankful that the show that we make continues to give so many people something to look forward to.
I am so glad that we get to act as a big, strong duck that can take you over the smallest gap imaginable.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, some of those commutes are actually pretty long.
That is true. That is true.
From what we can tell from our listeners, a lot of you do have long commutes.
Yes.
Yeah.
So if you want to supplement your commutes even further, we have an entire backlog, half of which is behind a paywall.
Oh my God.
For only $5 a month, you can access episodes about all kinds of stuff. Other things that we have covered. Hamilton.
End of list.
That one's extra long, too.
That sure is.
That's over at patreon.com/worstofall. We are updating that every week and every month as well with Fancy Movie Time with Brian and AJ.
You got that Jan Dielman joke earlier.
That's
it's probably the show for you.
Right. We're about to record another episode about the Fireman's Ball. Who knows when that comes out? But that's on AJ's schedule, not mine, so I don't care.
We'll find out.
So
eventually,
if you pay $10, you get another thing every month.
Whoa!
Which is our monthly Lads Cast. That's where we cover. It's usually just our unscripted, unedited place to talk about whatever's been going on in our
Theater,
lives over the month.
usually.
Yeah,
Yeah,
last
it's
time we
usually
saw, a Thornton Wilder play or something like that. But whenever we have a game that has extra stuff, it's usually DLC. We also cover that over on Ladscast. And this time around, we're going to use it to talk about the bad guy run in Undertale.
The No Moisey run.
That's right. Not a single Moisey
Not
to
one.
be found
anywhere.
Not a single
in there.
solitary Moisey.
And maybe there will be the much needed Myrrh Horse corner in there too.
Perhaps.
Again, that is patreon.com/worst of all. And we hope to see you there.
Let's close this bad boy out, shall we? The big thing that I took away from playing through Undertale again was what happens at the very end of that fight with Asriel. You have the opportunity not just to save him, but save all of your friends who are in various states of going through it by telling them things that you remember about them. So I'm going to do that right now. AJ.
Oh, boy.
I remember seeing you for the first time thinking, oh, wow, I think I have the exact same measurements as him. And eventually loaning you a pair of yellow jeans in exchange for a pair of green jeans.
Oh my God. That's right. We were banana.
I remember spending 3 hours in rehearsal figuring out the correct way to track the placement of a time-traveling wine bottle that you were somehow responsible for.
Oh, that place sucks so hard. Oh, my.
I remember standing on the sidewalk outside of a theater after the final performance of a play that you wrote, saying, fuck you for making me cry. You starting to cry as you hugged me, and me tearing up again in turn. Brian, I remember reading entire plays aloud together for upcoming theater history tests, you internalizing every detail, while I promptly forgot every single thing contained within them and subsequently failed said tests.
We called Clytemnestra Clitimenstrua.
Got her.
I remember hanging out at a karaoke bar in Chinatown and bitching about Betsy DeVos right after she got confirmed as education secretary.
Oh, baby boy. Oof.
I remember chasing you around the closing night of an escape room you were working in character and repeatedly asking your character for additional details about something called Ong's hat and watching you mask your rapidly growing irritation with me. And I remember sitting in a hospital room, having been waylaid with a pulmonary exacerbation for the third time in 7 years, feeling both frustrated that I missed the show that I had meant to go to, and afraid that things would just keep getting worse for me. Both of you showing up to tell me just how good Skittles the Musical actually was.
It was incredible.
Laughing and feeling the fear and mundanity briefly lift, thinking that maybe there was something special about us just hanging out and talking about stuff, realizing that I wanted to make things with both of you for a very long time. I don't know if it was determination I was feeling in that moment, or if it was just the drugs, but I'm glad we're here. I'm the worst of all possible Joshes.
I'm the worst of all possible AJs.
And I'm the worst of all possible Brians, and fuck you for making me cry.
See you next week.